G'day, lads. Hope you're doing well. I really want salt and vinny chips, but it's 5 a.m. and I need sleep. I mean, I don't even know what place would be open. So I can't help you there, mate. But, I mean, if you have vinegar at home... Here we are. I don't know if this would be right. Get some potatoes, put them in the oven. I know it's 5 a.m., but cut them, slice them real thin. And then just like cook, like surely just grab some like the white vinegar. Don't do this. Pour it over the chips, like oil, and then put some salt on, and then put them in the... No, don't do that. Also, Turtle, actually, Turtle, hold up a second. You were the one who came into chat, right? This was or like a week ago, right? You were the one who like was like, hey, there's this this show I'm watching, the musical Firebringer, right? That was you, right? I ended up sitting and watching the whole thing. I can't express to you, man. I literally was like, this is gonna be one of those things where I watch 5 minutes of it and then I put it away, and no, it kept dragging me back in. It was so good. It was amazing. Yes, I'm like, this is the type of adaptations that should be happening in like schools and stuff like that. It was, oh, so good. Oh my, and then the aliens at the end, what the fuck? I loved how many like crazy lines were in there too that were just like calling out the people in the audience. They were like, all of my wives and husbands, and then gesturing at the crowd. Or that line near the end where they're like, man, you guys could probably just Uber to the end of the world, you privileged fucks. Oh my god, so thank you so much for introducing me to that. I loved it so much. I remember saying to Odara, I was like, I'm still watching it. I can't, I want to know how it goes. I want to see the ending. And the singing was so good and just, it was so impressive, but so many good comedic moments. I learned one of my friends is in production of it and I'm so mad I had to miss it. Oh, so get the film. They usually catch that stuff on film, right? Go get that CD that they're selling for like $5 at the school. That is so good. I wanna school somewhere in Australia to do it. Be like, hey, let your kids make a play about having fire appear in the caveman times. It'll be great, no questions. Oh my god. Good start. Oh my god, they're 1,000 miles away, I think. Just more or less. It's close. It's close. That's so far away. I don't even know where 100 miles would be. It's probably like here to here. Yeah, that's right. Okay. But yeah, dude, you should sleep. I do advertise sleep. Go get that sleep, buddy. Oh my god, I'm sleepy. Okay, guys. The goal for today is to finish this game. Will we make it? No. Just disappoint yourself now, Hannah? No. Okay. We're going to attempt it anyway. Okay, I reckon there's a small chance I can get through this. And if not, I will get very close to the end. And if I think I have to push it till just past 12, I might do it. But we need to lock in, get this done, because y'all are all sick of this. I'm sick of it. I'm still enjoying it, but I'm like, I've played this for like I probably have like 20 parts for this. Like, that was more than Isles Edgeworth, you know what I mean? Like, and by that I mean like, if you think every stream is like one episode, obviously it's been like almost 20 episodes. It's been it's like a full month and a bit just playing this game. So We need to push forward. We have Mass Effect 3 to play. All right. We're gonna do a Skyrim rando later this week with on Thursday with Aylin. Is there anything else? I want to play Sonic Frontiers 2, but I don't think I'm gonna fit that in before Yoshi and the. Sorry, I'm grabbing my. I really want to cut my nails. Yeah, the mysterious book. That's the word. Fun fact in French, Kazuma Osogi is Kyo, not a senpai. This sounds like cool honor a son pays. Lit to honor his country. Oh, cool. I like that. We're gonna get internet set up today. You don't have internet? But that's good. Good to hear. Hope you get that good internet today or tomorrow. Fingers crossed. I guess, I mean, as long as you have data, you're okay. It's so weird how it's like, there's probably people out there that obviously like don't pay for internet, which makes sense if you're on your phone chronically, but as a gamer, we need it. I got unlimited data. Love it. Honestly, everyone should have unlimited data. Just hands down. Okay, please. Please. Anyway, let's get into the game. We got this. But yeah, I hope the person arrives promptly. Okay. Need to play those games. Alright, let's get into this. Our safety and security, all first-class passengers were constantly under the watchful eye of the crew. So it was a welcome relief to have some privacy for once. He definitely seems like the type of person to say privacy instead of privacy. Oh, hey, look, he back. Oh my god, is that Miles Edgeworth the hottest? No. No. I miss Miles Edgeworth. No. We have a different Miles Edgeworth in this game. Okay, where is he? Wait, let me... Wait, oh, I can't bring up my thing again. Fuck, it doesn't let me show my evidence. Okay. Makoto POV? Yeah. Ah, Seaman Stroganoff. Hello again. I was beginning to think you'd never materialize. Feels. I can't show you, but look up Seaman. Yeah, it's Seaman. We don't even have profiles, I know. Turtle, just Google Baroque von well, I'll write it. Okay. Okay. Fuck, spelling. Okay, Google Baroque von Zeeks, okay? And he is our Miles Edgeworth in this game, and he's perfect, and I love him. Okay. Yeah, so I do a very similar voice as the Miles Edgeworth voice for him. I really wanted to see Makoto's perspective on everyone else we met so far. Oh, man. Dude, I think it's more shocking that he's Wilson to begin with. Okay. So is Kazuma Osogi? Wait, what? That's a vampire. Exactly! And he's a sexy one, too. I mean, what? No. I mean, he's really cool because he has his, like, wine glass in his hallowed chalice, but obviously it's blood, and he's, like, slams his leg on the desk, and it's really hot, okay? Kazuma plus Baroque Edgeworth. I think you're onto something. This game got you saying Wilson instead of Watson. I know, right? It's so weird. I don't know what to believe anymore. Is it Watson? Wilson? Is he allowed in court? He has a sword. Yes, he got permission, okay? It's like a thing where it's like, this is spiritually my sword, not actually my sword. I say that, he presumably used it to defend himself at one point against the crime that's happening at the moment. Wilson, I'm sorry, Wilson. Or is it Watson? The great Ace Attorney brain rot is real. It is. It's too late for us, okay. But yes, they are allowed a weapon. Yeah, you waited for me? Of course, I was expecting you to burst in with a hearty Russian profanity. Far sooner. I was in trouble with Captain because of trick you played before. Poor innocent chicken. It is all your fault. Come to think of it, I don't think T's are pronounced in Russian, right? It's just chicken. I don't know, maybe I heard that somewhere. Of course, we shall disembark presently, my dear fellow, but first, there is something that must be done. What are you talking about? Why, naturally. The debunking of your deceit and the bearing of the truth. Kayo. Elementary, my dear Wilson. I had a good microwaved chicken pot pie. Nice. Delicious. Yummy. It'd be Holmes and Watson if not for copyright. Probably. Ugh, now I'm hungry. Don't think about the food, okay? Have a tea. Have a delectable tea. Tea will get you through the day, okay? I'm afraid I've seen through your lies. For one thing, Mr. Jikoku has not yet left this vessel at all. What? And for another, my dear Seaman Stroganoff. You know exactly where the man is, even as we speak, don't you? How can you? Good gracious, Makoto, you mean you've worked it out, all of it? It's really been too long, hasn't it, old friend? 10 years, no less. So, would you care to join me for a dance of my inimitable logic and reasoning? Love that word. Nothing would please me more. Dude, Makoto is a crazy first-person perspective. What is this? We have but minutes until the vessel puts to sea. No games now. Oh my god, look at them! They're so cool! Time is of the essence. Mr. Stroganoff, allow me to remind you of your earlier claim. You told us that Jikoku left the ship some 2 hours ago. That is what I said. Sadly, that was a rather clumsy lie. You see, there is something in your room that quite clearly contradicts it. Yes, of course. I see you've noted it too, Makoto. Then please do take the lead. What in the cabin shows the impossibility of Jikoku having disembarked 2 hours earlier. Let's see what the last 3 years have done to your observational skills then, Makoto. Look at how cool they are! It's been 10 years since we last did the Shams, not 3. Why? Of course it has, quite. Now, all the clues are here in the cabin for your eyes to see. One in the cabin shows the possibility of Jikoku having disembarked 2 hours. Oh, the glass is there's still ice in the glass.
Take that!
The boys are back. I don't know, I was thinking of, y'all just tap danced? Oh god, this is so cringe. We live for the cringe. The game is a foot. The game is a hand. I was voiced to take that. I literally was thinking of High School Musical. The boys are back. Boys are back. But perhaps you should have cleared away that glass. How curious that the ice shouldn't have melted despite it being abandoned 2 hours ago. It would appear that the man was here in this very cabin until moments before our arrival. With this well-chilled glass in hand. Get your mind off the refreshments, Shums. One might even conclude that somebody informed him of our boarding. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Stroganoff? But why would Seishiro run from us? Before we consider that question, allow me to confirm one small matter. Would I be correct in saying that these first-class cabins of the SS Grouse are the same ones in which you and Mr. Jikoku were accommodated on your voyage from Japan? Oh, that's right, they are. I was in the cabin next door and Seishiro was, 50 days in this very cabin during our voyage. As I suspected, for you see, there are traces in this cabin of a dark secret that Mr. Jikoku had to hide. What traces? I know nothing of this. This is news to you, is it, Mr. Stroganoff? Shams, what exactly are you getting at? As I said, there are traces in this cabin of some nefarious activity. Something that appears out of place, which I'm sure won't have escaped your notice. The remnants of the dark deed that took place in here are being masked by someone. Dude, seeing them two have these little conversations in between everything, it's just so romantic. I love them. I'm guessing the dark deed is the... What rather than awkwardly hiding the traces of a crime? I guess this.
Take that!
Oh, God, he's so silly. It's the rules of passage in this frame, they're obviously out of place. Have you ever noticed how we haven't had anime hair much in Ace Attorney? You know, I haven't really thought about it, but you're totally right. But I was arguing before that this game still very much likes to maintain to the proper order of understanding. Like, it's very related to the human world, I want to say. Like, it's... like in terms of like physics and just general ideas, you know, like the teleporting trick wasn't actually going to be realistic, you know. Hi Lily. I agree with you, Han. I agree with you, Lil. Oh, wait, that hangs crooked on the wall as if it was put there in a hurry. Yes, as I'm sure you've already concluded. That frame was originally over here. A perfect match. Duh, you are correct. When did frame move? Hardly the most observant of crewmen, are you? I would think your captain is quite justified in having his reservations about your reliability. Whoa. So, Mikotoba, why don't you lift that frame off the wall? It's gonna be like a hole in it? Yeah. Oh, gunshot. That looks like a bullet hole. What? Who has been shooting wells? I see, the projectile has been removed. Clearly the careful occupant of this room had already disposed of it. Now then, Mr. Stroganoff. I have the distinct impression that you were attempting to shield said occupant. I don't know what you're talking about. Why would I try to protect Eastern Stranger? Ah, so we're talking about the same man, I see. Good. I'm sure we can get to the bottom of this in no time, aren't you? Because there's some... I like how he's just slowly moving further away. Because there's some very noteworthy evidence that explains the reason why you're lying for that man. Yes, you've been told to keep up this pretense as clearly shown by... Really, I don't really know how to approach this one, Sholmes. Ah, my dear Makotoba, simply keep first principles in mind. Study your subject from every angle. Okay. Sorry, what? Why is Stroganoff covering for someone? It's not the Sholmes on his hand, the tattoo. Oh.
Take that!
Someone paid him off. It's as realistic as any courtroom drama, really. I don't want to go anywhere. Please give permission for DS3 all day. Lily, I give you permission to play DS3 all day. Play Dark Souls 3, please. That's a command. Okay. You can point out his chunky arms. I don't think it's that tempting. It's almost too obvious for words. Damn, showing off that midriff, let's go. Quite the universal language of the world, money. I'll wager the Eastern fellow in question is Seishiro Jikoku, yes? So, I presume you realize what this means. There's clear signs that a crime has been committed in this cabin, and the way you're going, sir. But I believe you know Mr. Stroganoff. You know where Mr. Jikoku was hiding at the precise moment in time. Inside the chest. As always, Makotoba, in matters of deduction, the furtive glance is your unfaltering ally. Yeah, I think you're onto something there, Sholmes. We found the chink in this burly man's armor. Nothing escapes my attention, even that which is barely perceptible. Could I call this barely perceptible Sholmes man turned his entire head? This is so silly. Yeah, well, we know what's up.
Take that!
So he's inside of the trunk. Dead or alive. Stop with the tap dancing, please. You immediately turned to look at this large trunk, didn't you? Truth is, Seishiro Jikoku was unable to escape from the ship in time and is at this very moment doing his best to stifle his breath inside this trunk. If he has a breath to take, I fear he may be running dangerously low on air. He wouldn't be running out of air inside of the trunk, surely. But how can we? Forgetting about the combination lock. We don't even know the 7-digit code. The combination lock can't be opened from inside the trunk. Therefore, there must have been an arrangement for somebody to open it after our departure. Of course. In short, before Jikoku hid himself inside that trunk, he must have told somebody the 7-digit number for the lock. I'm sure you can confirm. Strong enough. No, I know nothing about combination code. Don't. Oh, it's Sholmes. That's why it says Sholmes on his arm? Oh, it's fucking 5. Oh, you're fucking kidding me. Hold up. Hold. Shit. It's 5. 6? Did they write 6 upside down? 3, 1, 0, 4, 5. I fucking hate that. That's so funny. Oh, I never would have put that together. I was always wondering why the M looks so weird. Wow. Shomes. If the chicken just didn't look down. You're so smart. Yeah. Jikoku inside the trunk, hearing everything since Shomes and Makotoba entered. Shit. I know, can you imagine just being— he's a really big guy too, like, he's not gonna fit in that trunk. Now, Makotoba, would you do the honors of opening the trunk? Would you expect me to do that? It's a 7-digit number, remember? We have a little time. It's so funny. 5, yep. Whoa, 3. No, wait. I said 6, but there was no 6. So what's something else that's like a 6? Why does this only go to 5? Can we go back? Don't worry, I got this. It's this one was 3. Wait, was it my— no, it was upside down. Fuck. No, sorry, guys. Don't worry. 3, 1, and this was 5, and then 3. Can we go back? You can take a screenshot? I don't think I did. Out of all the other times! Review scene! Oh, thank God. What is the E supposed to be? I have no idea what the E is supposed to be. Maybe wait, am I supposed to write it this way or this way? Because it's upside down, right? So it's like, so it's actually supposed to be like this, not read it like that, right? Fight. 1045. Why don't we have a 6? I know, right? I thought 6 made sense. I don't want to cut deep ever again in my life. How are you? Yeah, little Aelin, how bad was it? It uses Sherlock Holmes, the Holmes. Oh yeah, Holmes. Also use tape stitches to close it up. Damn. Oh my God. It's okay, Aelin. You're alive, okay? You can fight on. This is ridiculous. What are you— maybe it's just supposed to be an art.
Take that.
I failed. I thought I'd try my birthday. Your birthday. Interesting. Seeing of that today with the absurd guest week, you're dead to me. Wow! I mean, y'all barely talk to each other. Mixed them with new ones, and we added a sealed band-aid and a bandage. Ooh. Can I give help that I think is help, but I don't know if it is or not? You can, I'm trying, I know what it is, I just don't know if it's forwards or backwards, because, like, look at the lettering, right? It means he lifted his arm up like this, and probably wrote like this, and then when he goes it back down, it's this way. So that means, technically, when his arm's flexed up like this, it should be this way to this way, right? But the E doesn't look like anything. What am I supposed to do if the E doesn't look like anything? Two? Fuck, I hate that. Okay. That's a terrible 2. Who writes a 2 like that? Okay. Okay. 5, 2, 3, 1. 0, 4. Oh, this wasn't right. Okay. And then 5.
Take that.
Okay. 2. Thank you. I'm glad it's not just me that's astonished by it. Wake up. Apparently the gooey nauseating result I saw in the shower was sorry. My brain was like, I don't like this. In the shower was closed compared to what it was this morning. I do not ever want to know. But also stinging and throbbing, so time for pain meds. Nope, that's completely fair. That was me in the I can't, you were around on stream when I did this, right? I one time partially cut into my thumb. I think it was this one. You know, it's crazy because it healed so well. I forget which thumb it was. I'm pretty sure it was this one. This is the deepest any cut has ever gone. It wedged into my nail, cut off a part of my nail, and just kind of like cut off the very corner, right? So Adara, God bless her soul, dressed it, put it together, made sure it was all okay. And now it's right as rain, but I also just, I just remember like the sensation. I remember for like ages, there was like that sensation of it, like, you know, like being separated almost, and just being like, anyway. Oh yeah, when you cut your finger, I don't remember, I wasn't here. No, you would have been around, I'm sure. Is it rude to say this makes me grateful I'm not injured right now? No, you can, if something makes you grateful for something in life, then just harness that gratefulness, okay? Take a moment to appreciate it, okay? No. Was I? Probably. Do you remember a game called Rain Code? I feel like it was when I was playing Rain Code. You know, let's find out. Actually, I don't think I have the, no, I don't have the files. Hold up. Just give me a second. I'll find it. Trust in the process. Take me home, country road, to the place where I don't know. I'm going back like 15,000 years. I'll find it, okay? I'll find it. God, do you guys remember Marvel's Spider-Man 2? Crazy. Oh my god, Investigations? God, Investigations was sexy. God, I miss it. I feel like I was playing Rain Code at the time. That's what my heart tells me. Because it was definitely July, and it was of possibly my first year at my workplace, which I'm pretty sure was Rain Code. That's May, April. Wait, did I miss it? I did finish Rain Code very quickly. Another Crab's Treasure. Oh god, remember Another Crab's Treasure? God forbid. March, Feb. 2024. Wait, I'm too invested now. Don't worry about it. Octopath. Octopath. I'm never going back to that. I like how I said I wouldn't get distracted, and now here we are. What are we gonna do? Pokemon, Skyrim, Tunic. It was right before Tunic. I'm pretty sure. Little Gabe, Celeste. Yes! It was Rancard. Is there a picture of my thumb in any of these? Screenshots. I gotta play more Tunic. Do it. I don't get why it's called Rancard. Because everything is in the rain. So between my ear and my hand, I was extremely nauseous, and then the pain combo has been fun. God damn it. Y'all need more healing. I hate cuts. No, I get it. I get it. Why not just call it rain then? Well, okay, this is my theory, okay? If you remember what Rancard is about. I didn't expect anyone else to even know what Rancard was, to be honest. I'm reckoning that each game is gonna be related to a specific thing, because at the end of Rancode it shows a cutscene for hopefully the next game, which I assume is going to be Sand Code, because they went from rain, where it's a place where everything is raining, and it's like a code, like it's like an undercover code, you know, for like a case. You know what I mean? Like, you know how like you might have a case in Sherlock Holmes or something where it's like, this is the name of the file. It's you know, it's the cover name for it. It would be like, this is the rain code files, like hidden away and without actually calling it the zombie virus or something, because you're not gonna call it the zombie virus. Spoilers. Anyway, so the next one's going to be called Sand Code. I like seeing you play that game. It was fun. Yeah, right? I'm waiting for the next game to come out. It's actually ridiculous. Okay. Okay, guys, we have to check. Was Hannah nursing a sore thumb? Nope. I'm building... Man. It's so sad. House was around back then. Fuck. I'm so fine! Okay, it's so fine. Don't worry about it. Man. Well, okay, let's look at part 3. Do I have a sore thumb? I swear it was at this point, okay? Anyway. What am I laughing at? What am I laughing at? What is she laughing at? Sprinkles on top. And that is Hedgehog. Yes, good Hedgehog. I made some Hedgehog this weekend. She knows what's fucking up. Go make yourself some Hedgehog, guys. Don't put coconut on top. Sprinkles. Okay, sorry. I like how Alder's in chat and Philip is. Everybody knows what's up. Where's my thumb? Where's my hand? Surely I would have made a whole hullabaloo about it. I swear I was somewhere around here though. Okay, wait, if I check, wait, guys. I'm checking the final part.
The multiverse were young,
So they have flight and they speak. Show my thumb. Show my thumb.
It's a question mark.
It's.
Hi, Makoto.
Oh my god. I forgot how crazy the end of this game appeared. Oh my god. Dude, we need Sand Code. Or a new Danganronpa game, one of the two. My hand looks fine. Anyway, I guarantee you it was at some point in 2023. Because I feel like I barely had any work or something, and I cut my thumb while I was at home on like a Sunday or something. And Adara dressed it, and it was fine. And I remember Celeste, because Celeste, I was sick. Celeste was crazy. And I, like, didn't go to work, and I was sad. Fuck, whatever. You know, don't worry about it. God, there's so many files. What the fuck? There's, like, 900 videos. Can you believe that? Everyone loves Celeste. Do people usually take photos of their thumbs? No, no, no. What the fuck? Bro, you can't fit in there. Well, Eugen, you found me. Saishiro. What the fuck is happening anymore? Philip. We love Philip. Guys, you might not know Philip, but Philip exists in our hearts, okay? Philip is the dad you didn't know you needed, okay? That's who Philip is, okay? Philip is your dad now. Philip is all of our dads, okay? Facts. Anyway, yeah, no, I was just really hoping I would, like, you know, show my hands or something. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it was this thumb. But yeah. But you're not entirely unsurprised, I take it? Not really. Not quite, I just wish it were some other way. So, did he kill a person? That's the anticipation I'm getting. He killed it. Philip is God. Philip is God. Okay. So he killed Gregson is what I'm getting. He killed Gregson because Gregson was investigating him. But then who has the gun? Who shot him? Well, are you ever going to introduce me? Your reputation precedes you, Mr. Sholmes. I read stories of many of your exploits. Wrong voice, but that's fine. Excuse my manners, Sholmes. This is Mr. Jikoku, my old friend and traveling companion. The devil is in the details, Makoto. I believe you meant to say your old friend and traveling companion, who made the cowardly decision to flee the country without a word to anyone when things turned sour. Yeah, Sholmes! Fuck him over! I see my reputation precedes me as well. What an honor. Don't be proud of that, you fucker. You know it all by now, I imagine. What you didn't know, of course, is that 3 days ago, on the night before our arrival in Britain, an attempt was made on my life here on this very ship. By the Reaper of the Bailey, yeah, I've heard it. Because you were once prosecuted by the Reaper. That's not the reason! 10 years ago now, mind you. And I had no idea at the time what a dangerous individual he was. Anyway, when we arrived in London to find the symposium was postponed until goodness knows when, it became all too apparent to me that I might very well be targeted again. So you decide to flee the capital without saying a word to me about it? I'm afraid so, yes. Of course, I realize now that I really ought to have confided in you. Yeah? It's somewhat surprising, I must say. What? Well, first-class cabins aboard luxury steamships are in very short supply. It's more than a little hard to believe that this one just happened to be available. So says the protagonist of some colorful short stories. Poor Gregson. It's like a gumshoe died. Yeah, you said that the other day. I guess I have to go get ready for stuff. It's okay, Lily, you're strong. I'll think of all the DS3 while getting ready. Do it. So says the protagonist, yeah, I read that. The cabin did just happen to be available, so I purchased a ticket and here I am. So, I've seen for myself the obvious remnants of the incident. So you've already purchased your return ticket before we even docked and diverted you. To prevent anyone else taking the cabin and seeing the evidence, is that it? Eugen, I have nothing to say to you. Whoa! In a mere 5 minutes, the ship will sail off on its onwards voyage and not make port again until Italy. I'm afraid we must insist you disembark with us at once. You have no jurisdiction over my movements. What the fuck is this guy? We have this, Saishiro, take it. What is it? It's a subpoena from the Old Bailey. You're a man of the law. You know what the ramifications of ignoring a document like this from the British courts would be. Just means that he won't come back. They can't hurt you. You came prepared then, Eugen. Come on, let's go. One moment. What is it, Sholmes? Inside Mr. Jikoku's trunk, I found this rather fascinating trinket. What is that? What is that, Saishiro? I can't help you, I'm afraid. Some small compartment from something. But what? I have no idea. Look of his face, I think he genuinely doesn't know. Let us pocket it as a small souvenir of our brief sojourn in France. I think I know what it is. Not quite a button, but something else. I'm sleepy. Hi, Mary. Hope you're doing well. I have memory problems, okay? No, it's okay. Also, the idea of Gumshoe dying is quite traumatic, so... And unquestionable. Hey. I hate this guy. Oh no, I forgot I did his terrible voice. Bye bye, Makotaba. Hold up. Okay. Where's my... Fuck. Okay. During the past 30 minutes, the world has gone as a jet. Kill me. All possible efforts were expended, but sadly, Mr. Jacoko's whereabouts cannot be ascertained. We must accept the unfortunate conclusion, that the Reaper has already done the deed. No! What do you fucking mean, mate? Hi, Balvon. Illy. Spur wrinkle positivity. Sorry, I got real sleepy. Chat is cute. Okay. There's no sense in wasting any more of the court's time. The prosecution calls for an immediate verdict. No, the trial cannot end now. You're a Japanese man, Ryunosuke. You should know when to lay down your sword. And you should know never to presume when the battle is won. Oh. The court has already been presented with all the evidence and heard all relevant testimony, and there can only be one conclusion, that the accused, not the accursed, is guilty. All relevant testimony, far from it. There's still a crucial witness, from whom the court is yet to hear a single word. Call the witness to the stand at once. Yes, my lord. Tomorrow, if possible. The witness is already on its way and scheduled to arrive tomorrow. Who on earth is this crucial witness? Seishiro Jigoku. Yes, the very man allegedly murdered by the Reaper. Yeah! Judge Jigoku, you found him. Yeah, all of you could get fucked. But the investigation of every policing resource in the capital suggests that Jigoku is already dead. That's because you suck. Sorry. How in the name of God did you find that man? He was located in France during the recess at the port of Dunkirk, thanks to one of Mr. Herlock Sholmes's famous deductions. God bless him. Herlock Sholmes, a name I hate. Inspector Gregson almost certainly met with Mr. Jigoku on the night of his murder, because along with prosecutor Asogi, Gregson was on a mission to assassinate the man. Which means that Seishiro Jigoku is the sole witness, who can clarify exactly what happened aboard the SS Grouse on the 31st of October. My main med's taken, my night meds will get taken in 1 hour. Okay, we'll remember. But it's too soon to move to abdication on the point. Something. The prosecution concurs. No judgment should be passed until all testimony has been considered. In that case, I hereby call the end of today's proceedings. No, my lord. No objections, my lord. We live to fight another day by the skin of our teeth. We do not want cross-med bullshittery. It's okay. It'll just be the cherry on the top. Okay, it won't happen, okay, Aelin? You have to testify in chat, okay? You have to testify in court. make sure it doesn't happen. In case... Oh yeah, Han, I fell over into my bookcase face first this afternoon. How? What are you doing, girl? Girl, I'm sorry. It's time to bubble-proof your entire room. Put bubbles everywhere. You know what I mean. Bubble wrap. Put bubble wrap all over your room. You're not allowed to touch anything, okay? No spiky things. My knee gave out. Okay, that's understandable. But wait, so your knee gave out and you smashed your head into your foot into your bookcase? Oh my god. Aylin. Girl, Aylin. Let me baby proof your room. Maybe not baby proof, but maybe like fall proof, but also like how do we hurt my knee over the weekend at my sister's? When did you hit your when did you hurt your knee at your sister's? I don't remember this. I am clumsy. Girl is living her best life. Don't worry, girl. You're doing it really well. Oh my god. The unexpected halt of proceedings sent a clamour through the courtroom, but outside the Bailey, where Londoners knew nothing of the secret trial within, it was a typical still night. Then, at a little past 8 that evening, Mr. Sholmes and his partner returned to Baker Street. I didn't mention it until now, Han. You didn't miss it. Okay. We have returned, my dear fellows. Welcome back to Britain, and thank you for your timely help. Think nothing of it. I believe you've had an even more wearing day than Makotoba and I. No, you could say that. We were on the brink of death in court today. So, this prosecutor Sogi had you on the ropes, did he? Can I also just say, one of the things I always thought was really interesting in this whole story, right, was that Sholmes always very confidently was like, Naruhodo, you know, like, Naruhodo, Mr. Naruhodo, you know, like, he said his name so confidently, and it was so interesting when, like, kind of previous and to around that, I feel like a lot of people were, like, struggling to say his name, like, even Gina meeting him for the first time was like, Nato, what? Otto? Otto, you know, so she just goes with Otto, you know? But Sholmes always very confidently said your name, and it makes so much more sense knowing that he's friends with Makotoba and is at least familiar with his name and like the other Japanese names, you know? Had you on the ropes, did he? And he's your best friend, you say? Well, he's not really the man I knew in Japan anymore. Kazuma's changed. Oh, Mr. Naruhodo. I mean, it's incredible to think that he'd even entertain the idea of acting as the Reaper's assassin. Well, nevertheless, you must introduce me. After all, I've only ever met the young man as a corpse. What a crazy line to say. I twisted my knee the wrong way. It kind of feels like when I got my right knee injured in soccer before I got into surgery. Holy shit. I'm trying. You're doing it. You're doing it, okay? I got taken out by a blind doggo. Wait, what? Okay, honestly, we can't blame the doggo, though. The doggo's cute! How is he gonna know? Okay. Alright, that's fair. Ramsey is blind. Yeah. He didn't see me, which is totally fair. I was like thinking like, who, like, did you get like knocked or something? Like who hurt you? But it was the dog, so all is forgiven. Okay. It's really quite a journey all the way to France. Well, it is another country, Mr. Sholmes. What news of Judge Jikoku? We took him to Scotland Yard. The investigating detectives have a lot of questions for the man. Poor Professor Makotoba. Must be quite a shock. Ah, yes. I picked this up at the Telegraph office on our way home. What is it? Surely you haven't forgotten already. I put upon you for the matter only yesterday. You put upon me, Sholmes. I had to fill out your telegram to Japan and foot the bill as well. Oh, you had a reply already? What was so urgent though, Mr. Sholmes? Such matters can wait until later. I'm far too hungry for an involved conversation at present.
Well, that's good news because supper is ready, everyone.
Aw, she has the whole roast in the back. And what a feast it is. If I were none the wiser, I'd think the trial were won already. Roast beef, kippers, stew, steak and kidney pie, Yorkshire pudding.
Tomorrow could be a very long day, so eat up.
In that case, I think I'll seat myself just here. This place appears to be the only one set with a helping of pheasant as well.
Oh, sorry, Hurley, not there.
Why ever not? Are we in set places this evening?
Yeah, and that place is for Susie's daddy.
For me.
That's right, I made it especially for you, Professor Mickey?
That's terribly kind of you.
It's, a shame, really.
What do you mean?
Well, for a brief moment I believed it. That Susie and I were half-sisters, I mean. Oh.
Iris, do you mean?
Yeah, I know now. I overheard yesterday.
Wait, I thought she said she half believed. She almost believed it. So it's not true.
I secretly listened on the conversation you had. After I tricked you all into thinking I'd left.
Therapy appointment tomorrow. Also, I missed it! No! Fucking knocked to the floor. The misunderstanding arose because of that autopsy report from 10 years ago. Can we, fuck, go back? What did he, oh. What? Okay. But actually, it turned out that neither Dr. Wilson nor Professor Makotoba are Iris's father. I got that. Yes, about that, Iris. You know, I
know. You can't tell me at the moment.
Oh, Iris. I'm like, is she related to Kazuma? Like, I kind of want to make it think that she's like the kid of Kazuma's, like Kazuma's dad had like a fling and she was the result of that fling. And that lines up with 10 years ago, too. So it's not crazy to think that, right? But I don't have enough evidence on who it could possibly be. Does anyone else have beautiful turquoise eyes? Blue. Nar. It's a hard sell, guys. No idea.
The pheasant is by way of an apology. I'm sorry for eavesdropping.
Oh, no, that's quite alright. Then why don't I get any apologetic pheasant? It's lines like this that make me appreciate the game a lot. Oh no, I'm sorry. Who is her dad? I don't know. What should be the fucking vampire man? No, it's not the vampire man. I want to say he's too young to have a kid. Does that guy look like he's fucked? Like, come on. That bro's aromantic as fuck, okay? So just who is Iris's father? Yeah, exactly. Fucking tell us. I suppose that's not something we'd be finding out today. It's something definitely a part of the case. So then, let us dine while our largely pheasantless plates are still piping hot. A fine idea, Sholmes. It looks all delicious.
Eat as much as you like. There are always seconds.
I love you, Iris. I can talk to people. Bros hanging out. It's the judge that it's her dad. That's also a possibility. You live with her, Sholmes. No, Sholmes definitely knows. I kind of want to Google so I can stress less. It's right. Well, you might find out by the end. It might be, we might only find out at the very, very end though too. So if that, I'm hoping to finish this tonight. I don't know if I will, but we'll get damn close. So if you want to Google that to give yourself peace because you know you'll be asleep. Yeah, exactly. If you're gonna be asleep when it happens, go for it. What are you doing? Surely it's abundantly clear that I wasn't brooding over Makotoba's refusal to share his pheasant with me. Nevertheless, I felt the need to withdraw from the social circle for a while and look on with hungry eyes.
Sorry, Hurley, but I cooked that pheasant especially for Susie's daddy.
Even though I played the role of your father to you for far longer. Mr. Sholmes, can I discuss some things with you? Come on, mate. Certainly, my dear fellow. I find myself quite in the mood for a spell of conversation. No doubt. You're hungry to hear more of my deep love of the game. What? You needn't look at me that way. It seems that before we discuss the pheasant, we need rather unpheasant matters to discuss. What? What was the telegram? Record found as indicated. Duplicate follows. K. Asogi, A. Shin, T. Gregson, J. Wilson. What? Those 4 names? We've come across— yeah, exactly. It came up in that unforgettable case last spring. Yeah, so this is case 5 from game 1. What appeared to be a simple case of aggravated murder turned out to be a masking monumental intrigue. A plot that involved the sale of British governmental secrets to foreign states. In exposing the means by which those secrets were being leaked, we deciphered a fragment of a message. K. Asogi, A. Shin, Gregson, Wilson. But we didn't find the names out until the case was over, and we never did get to the bottom of what they meant. All we knew was that the information had been sent by somebody in the British government to somebody in Japan. I'd forgotten that part. So, why are the names coming up again?
Yes. Where did the sender of your telegram discover them, Mr. Sholmes?
I have here the message I wired yesterday. Allow me to read it to you. Enter Judge Jikoku's office undetected and investigate telegram records. Expect to find communications from Britain dated 1 year ago. List of 4 names. Need by tomorrow. Naruhodo. I'll send it to a detective I know who specializes in clandestine missions of this nature.
You asked Inspector Hosonaga to undertake such an onerous task for you.
And in my name? Wonder what guise he opted for this time. My dear fellows, it's a matter of great urgency, you understand. Anyway, and a list of names was found at Saishiro's office as Sholmes predicted. So you mean that mysterious collection of names that was sent from Britain to Japan was...
It was sent to Judge Jikoku. He was the intended recipient.
I don't believe it.
But that doesn't answer the question of what the list of name actually signifies.
It did formulate a hypothesis about that. But without a shred of evidence, I couldn't possibly have shared it. Yeah, looks deadly serious for once. Spies. They're all spies. I hope I'm not asleep, not gonna lie, when Han finds out. We'll try. We're trying. The tragedy, okay. It was all for nothing. Kazuma wasn't dead. We were completely taken by the lie you told us, you great detective liar. I took no pleasure in deceiving you. However, at the time, all that concerned me was preventing the young man's study tour from taking place, at whatever cost. What? I capitalized on the events that transpired to see that he was sent back to Japan.
His remains, you mean?
Precisely, Mr. Sato. And then, I made sure that somebody else was sent to Britain in his stead.
Why, you mean?
The arrangement between our two countries was already in place. One university student lawyer and one judicial assistant to be accommodated on a study tour. In other words, by arranging for someone else to fill the place originally intended for Mr. Asogi, I would successfully prevent the man from arriving on our shores for several years, at least. Wait, do you mean to say that it was all in aid of stopping Kazuma coming to Britain? That's why you... Think back, Mr. Naruhodo. Was there not somebody who quite casually urged you to continue on the voyage to England? In the light of Mr. Asogi's unfortunate death, I'm afraid the study tour can no longer go ahead. My dear fellows, the majority of the problem has been extremely simple. All you require is one lawyer. This bro is so crazy. I'm assuming we're nearing the end. Yeah, we're close. Stay awake then. Or Han, hurry up! I'm trying. I can try to clip it if you want. That's an idea. So, you manipulated me? I've often remarked on the extraordinary lengths to which friendship will drive a man. I was quite sure that you would rise to the challenge for your late friend. I don't believe it.
But if it was all contrived? I mean, what happened was treated by the authorities as murder. A woman was mistakenly arrested as the perpetrator.
Naturally, I didn't allow the misapprehension to have any serious repercussions. I subsequently explained everything and assisted the fortunate soul in finding the foreign refuge she sought. Oh, that's good to hear. I seem to remember Mr. Sato and I had rather strong words for her. Well, she was certainly not devoid of all guilt. She deserved every word, I'm sure.
Why would you go to such lengths, Mr. Sholmes? Why were you so determined to stop Kazuma-sama from reaching Britain?
The truth is, 12 months ago, there was already a very tangible omen of the impending tragedy, you see. What? An omen that at this very moment in time is close at hand. How the fuck does he know? An omen? Why? I'm sorry, do I need to present something? I'm sorry, that was such a weird cutaway. I didn't quite get it. Give me a second. The telegram from Japan, okay. You were very clear that it was Judge Chikoku's office that should be searched. You obviously knew that there were the list of names would be found. Well, we only learnt of those 4 names just over 6 months ago now, and only because they appeared as a part of the top secret government communications that were leaked. That's true, but at the time you were unaware of the background. You see, those 4 names were wired to Japan around 6 months before that, approximately this time last year, in fact, when you were both still in Japan. It really would be hypocrisy on my part to reprove others for intercepting state secrets, because after all, I'm perpetually eavesdropping on communications between Japan and Japanese governments. Why? You're perpetually doing that? How? Never mind the details, but you should know. No secret is safe from Herlock Sholmes when he has designs on knowing it. What's this guy doing?
Oh my, Mr. Sholmes, what a fabulous line.
Now, 1 month after that list of 4 names was wired to the recipient Jikoku in Japan. But Dr. John H. Wilson was murdered. As soon as I learned of the incident, a hypothesis rapidly took place in my mind. Wait a second. Hold up. As it turned out, I was partly correct, and partly mistaken. Nevertheless, it was the beginning of all the tragic events that were to follow.
Please, tell us all you know.
I love this man. There's a telegram, where's the telemilligram and the telekilogram? Maybe talk to your therapist about it. As I said, when I learnt of Dr. Wilson's murder in Japan, my mind immediately turned to those 4 names, because you see, there was someone else on the list, who I believe to be recently deceased. What? Who? A Shin, as it was transcribed. It was actually Asa Shin. That was a familiar name to me. She was a professional killer, well known among London's unsavory classes. but she had completely vanished from existence several months before Wilson's murder. So I came to the logical conclusion that she herself had been killed, and accordingly, I became fearful for the lives of the remaining 2 persons on the list.
K. Sogi and T. Gregson.
Owing to our proximity, I decided to take measures to protect Gregson myself. God bless this man. But I determined it would be safest if young Asogi were to stay away from Britain. Ah, so that's why you went to such lengths to prevent his study tour. This guy's smart. My therapist blocked my number. Ooh, yikes. Hard for you, mate. On to the next one.
So you already knew who Kazuma-sama was, Mr. Sholmes?
Oh yeah, Sholmes and I have exchanged correspondence for years. I recounted many tales about Sogi to him in my letters and the news of Dr. Wilson's death.
So, Dr. Wilson is dead then? I didn't know.
Oh, Iris.
I know he wasn't my daddy, but still. That's very sad. I'm so sorry, Iris. We knew the significance of the name, obviously, but we just couldn't bring ourselves to tell you.
It's been a fucking year. You're terrible people.
No.
I mean, at least we know it's not her actual dad, but still. What you just told us, Mr. Sholmes, doesn't completely tie in with the facts. There's one big hole in your hypothesis. Oh yeah, you mean about Asa Shin, I presume?
Oh, of course.
Exactly, she wasn't killed, was she? She was in Japan, posing as a visiting student under the name Giselle Brett. I'm glad you're keeping up, my dear fellows, but I only became aware of that fact 2 days ago in the foyer of the Great Waterloo Hotel. Damn.
Ah.
And upon hearing that startling revelation, the hypothesis I'd been forming surrounding those 4 names was completely turned topsy. Topsy. What do you mean? I have believed all 4 names on the list to be the names of victims. However, I was mistaken. Very much so. Asa Shin was a killer. So this telegram is a list of both victims and killers, is it? Indeed, and it would seem that Miss Shin was dispatched from Britain with the sole intention of dispatching Dr. Wilson. Yep, we had already ascertained that. Her visiting student status was merely a front.
Which would of course explain why no motive could be determined for her actions.
What's the time anyway? Just checking. Just hopefully Adara will get home soon.
So the real reason Dr. Wilson was killed by Asa Shin is because he was the target of an assassination.
And forearmed with that knowledge, fresh considerations of this telegram put the list in a very different perspective. What do you mean? Well, does it not strike you? There is another among the 4, who subsequently became a visiting student. Wait, you mean... But of course, a name you know well only too well. You mean Kazuma? Is it saying court earlier today? Yes, the 31st of October, I accompanied Inspector Gregson to Dunkirk in order to carry out a mission. Young Mr. Asogi accepted the mission a year ago now.
Surely not.
In conclusion, this document is a contract of sorts. An international agreement, one might say, detailing an assassin exchange. That's crazy. What? Why would Kazuma do that though? Hi Lily. This is so confusing to me. Kazuma seems like such a normal guy, okay? And now he's like all assassin-y, like, and also, not to mention, I don't think he killed Gregson, okay? Let's fit. Like, an assassin exchange? How could Kazuma have gotten involved with that? Exactly, thank you. Let's assume that we have two parties, we're each wishing to dispose of a distinct individual. Those two parties then make a contract to swap their respective assassination targets. That would be an assassin exchange. This is so crazy and I love it. It's such a good idea, okay? For a book idea, guys. I'm thinking of book ideas, not anything real, God forbid.
So to begin with, the British assassin is dispatched as a visiting student to Japan where she kills her target. And then the Japanese assassin is dispatched as a visiting student to Britain in order to eliminate his target. It certainly does sound like an exchange.
But what on earth is the point? Don't forget, narrator, that the British assassin at least escaped conviction, thanks to diplomatic immunity afforded by consular jurisdiction. Oh yeah. Such jurisdiction should be null and void under the terms of the new treaty between our two countries. So the fact it was brought into place suggests intervention at the very highest levels. Strongheart. And Jikoku. Well, why would Jikoku want Dr. Wilson dead? That's the part that doesn't make sense to me. These murders were two sides of the same coin, linked not by a common motive, but by a contractual agreement. As such, they appeared utterly unrelated, yet in truth, the assassins were complicit in one singular devilish scheme. That disassociation and the safeguard of diplomatic immunity were, I believe, the motivations behind this plot. Wait a minute, Sholmes! If this telegram really is describing the exchange of assassins as you're suggesting, it would mean that the Japanese killer's target was never Seisha or Jikoku at all. It would mean Asogi's target was actually Inspector Gregson. Yes. He just put that together. Kazuma was here for Gregson? So Judge Jikoku wasn't actually the mark?
Yes, that's exactly what it would mean.
Oh, come on. Oh, do you remember if I beat Ornstein and Smoller on first or second try? I'm trying to remember all the bosses I've beaten. I beat the first boss, the final boss on first try in DS3. Hard to say. It could have been like top 3. I did actually think about DS3. I'm trying to understand all the lore. Yeah, I'm mad at Phasmo right now. Just fight the ghosts, you'll be okay. I hold myself personally responsible for failing to keep the inspector safe.
Mr. Sholmes.
I told him of my fears and implored him to seek a transfer to an overseas position, obviously, with the young pickpocket in tow. Come to think of it, Inspector Gregson did mention that to us in the Great Expedition. But without informing me, he engaged in one last assignment, it seems, and sadly, it turned out to be his very last. Aww.
Alright everyone, that's quite enough of all this serious talk for one day. Isn't it, Hurley? I mean, look at the time.
Ah, quite right, Iris. We must conclude our preparations for tomorrow. Well, I shall make my way back to my hotel. Don't die, please.
It is a bit sad though. I mean, I like the idea of you being my daddy.
Aw.
Because then Susie would have to be my big sister.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Iris.
We can be sisters anyway. I know, Iris. I was thinking quite the same thing.
You two can still be sisters. Okay, it's called Found Family for a reason.
Were you?
But if somebody like me would be worthy, I would be delighted to become your sister.
Yay! So cute. I love it. Winning.
What? Really?
Oh yes, without question.
So, you'll teach me all the ways you know to throw Runo to the floor?
Yeah.
Of course. It would be my pleasure.
You didn't have to agree quite so readily.
Oh, well wait a minute. If Susie's gonna be my big sister, you could be my big brother if you want, Runo.
Huh? I mean, yes, of course, if you'll have me, I'll gladly be your brother. That's so cute. Love Iris. I died in 39 seconds. Where's my trophy, damn it? You need to die quicker, okay? But also don't. Girl's always tripping over everything else in her life. Second try. I remember Ashley being like, what the fuck? You're too good. It may or may not have gone to Antarctica. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna work extra hard for tomorrow because it's for my big brother and sister.
Aww. That's all the talk about preparing for tomorrow.
Hehe. You'll have to wait and see.
Oh no. Good luck in court tomorrow. I expect a sterling performance. The bird? Alright, died super quick. I'm so mad. So the overnight break in the trial's proceedings become a crucial turning point, exposing new truths while exposing new conundrums. The list of 4 names in the Judge Jikoku and the extraordinary assassination plot in which my best friend had become involved in. I felt as though I'd been plunged into an even greater darkness all of a sudden, but at the same time, I'm sure I would see the light again soon. Aww, look at them. Because I was lucky enough to have the most wonderful family in the world standing steadfastly behind me. No! That's so cute! Yeah! Alright, let's do this. For found family, okay? Aww, that's so cute. Okay, let's go, guys. We have to fucking get through everything. I don't know why I'm opening my phone. It's not the thing I need to do. I need to open the walkthrough, okay? Found family, yeah! Right into the case, I like this. God, how many parts to this next thing is there? Many, okay, many. With the closed trial 10 years ago, some astonishing facts have come to light in this proceeding. The revelation of the Reaper, discovery of the yarn, assassination plot. That we stopped at nothing to uncover the whole truth behind these disturbing findings, including getting this man arrested. Counsels! Show me your resolve! My lord, if I may inquire. On what grounds is Cosmos Ergin permitted to continue his role as prosecutor? Thank you, Van Zeeks, yeah! He has admitted to colluding with the victim in a plot to assassinate an innocent man. He shouldn't be enjoying the privilege of freedom, let alone be leading the prosecution. Yeah! You're right, Barak. I submitted a written petition to Lord Strongheart. Yeah, sucking his dick. Okay, I'm sorry. Requesting that judgment of my transgressions be delayed by 1 day. Boom. You did what? My whole life of the last 10 years has all been leading up to this moment. Whatever the outcome of this trial, I give my word that I will accept whatever punishment is deemed appropriate, however severe. And I suggest you prepare yourself for the same. Reaper. Ugh. Wow, look, they're talking. They're saying things. Yes, my lord, take me home to the place where I don't know. This preamble has got enough. Okay, get to your fucking knees, okay? What? We're getting the judge out front, let's go. I'm drinking more water. So it was you who issued this, wasn't it? Your subpoena? I did what was necessary. Well, look what the young man has become. I don't remember. I think I gave him the same voice as Kazuma. I didn't think I'd see the day when you take that tone with me, I must say. My name is Seishiro Jikoku, Supreme Court Judge from the Empire of Japan. And the Minister of Foreign Affairs, I believe. Which is a massive conflict of interest. Yeah. Yeah, we know. We know. Okay. Why do we need to recover all of this? I was somewhat expecting this, I'm sorry to say. I decline to comment. Boo. What? Leaving the country prematurely when I was an invited guest may be questionable etiquette, but my decision is unrelated to this case. Boo. I can't be bound to testify.
Unrelated, you say?
I appreciate that a respected police inspector has been killed, for which I offer my condolences. However, being an alien, he's an alien, he's from space. I'd obviously never met the man, nor do I know the first thing about him. Boom. As such, I'm in no position to testify. It's as simple as that.
I feel like I have evidence of otherwise, but okay.
So you would run from all this? Fucking coward!
I beg your pardon.
This case is more far-reaching than the murder of Inspector Gregson. It has ties to another murder, a case that was tried in Japan almost a year ago.
A year ago in Japan? Of Dr. John H. Wilson, you mean? That's right, and you, Judge Jikoku, are at the heart of both cases. The defense has evidence to prove it. That you're resolved to carry this through to the very end.
Oh, God.
Okay. I'm assuming we mean this.
Take that!
This is the telegram detailing a communication sent. What's happening? I guess I should not miss my transport, I guess. BRB. Lily's too busy thinking about Dark Souls. Chikoku to Kazuma just before their verdict in G11. Do not forget to fulfill the mission imposed upon you. Yeah, I remember that. And I remember just being like, oh, what the fuck was that? Like, because it did very much sound like, obviously, like, super fucking suspicious, right? But you sit there and you're like, nah, can't be anything too bad. You can have a mission in another country and it not be ominous, okay? Like, maybe he just wanted him to, like, bring back chocolate, okay? Everybody wants chocolate from France, okay? That could have been the goal, but here we are now. Anyway. Sent between Britain and Japan approximately a year ago. Communication contains 4 names: K. Asogi, A. Shin, T. Gregson, J. Wilson. Yeah, be fucking mad. You little. Where did you get that? In Tokyo. From your office, Judge Jikoku. What? How on earth did you? What's this about? Why is my name on that list? This list of 4 names follows a certain pattern. T. Gregson and J. Wilson are the names of victims. K. Asogi and A. Shin are the names of assassins. No. A year ago in Tokyo, Dr. John H. Wilson's life was taken in a Western-style restaurant in the capital. I feel like this is how we find out that he forgot about his mission completely. When he was, like, knocked unconscious and had amnesia, the thing he didn't remember was his mission. Like, so he didn't kill him. We all know it's Strongheart, okay? Culprit was found to be a visiting student who went by the name Giselle Brett. Her real name was Asashin. I want French chocolate, thank you. I still think it was the butler in the pantry with the candlestick. We need to play Cluedo. Guys, I've been kind of having a hankering for wanting to play Cluedo. We should play some Cluedo. I think Adara's got the game. The murder that took place in London was the counterpart of that crime. The assassin sent from Japan, also a visiting student, Kazuma Asogi. His victim was the British police inspector Tobias Gregson.
Kei Asogi. One assassin from each country to kill a target residing in the other.
These two cases of murder, one that took place in Britain and Japan, were masterminded by a pair of individuals from each country as a form of assassin exchange. Is proof of this international contract to kill. What? The telegram was found in your office, Judge Jikoku. In other words, the mastermind in Japan was you. Judge Jikoku, what's this all about? And you, Kazuma, you lied. During yesterday's proceedings, you acknowledged that you accepted the assassination mission, but the mark wasn't Judge Jikoku at all. It was T. Gregson, as shown by the name of the killing contract. Very impressive, Ryunosuke. But actually, I didn't lie. I believe that. The name of the target I was ordered to kill never passed my lips yesterday. The idea that Soshiro Jikoku was the mark came entirely from you. Ugh. You deliberately avoided saying a name? Yeah, he did, actually.
The defense claims these full names indicate some sort of international assassin exchange. I'm sure I speak for all present when I say this very idea seems utterly absurd.
Yeah, you fucking would.
What do you say for yourself?
His silence only goes to prove his guilt.
There's another very important point that this new development brings to light. There's now a distinct possibility that the scene of the Inspector Gregson's actual murder was in the witness's cabin aboard the SS Grouse.
Judge Jikoku, you have to testify now. To refuse would put you in contempt of court. There's no need for quite such a vicious stare, young man. Very well then. As a parting gift to you all, I'll tell you everything I know. I'm down for Cluedo. Do you have Cluedo? Woo, Cluedo. I know the ending. I will say nothing. You actually Googled it? Han, is there another game? To this? No, this is the final part. Yes, I did. Good on you. Okay, now she has all the answers. Okay. I'm so worried we're not gonna get through this. So long. Only plot ones. That's fair. It's true that Kazuma Asogi was assigned the assassination mission 1 year ago. The target was Inspector T. Gregson. That was a condition of the British study tour. However, in the end, something happened. Fuck.
Give me a second.
However, something happened that meant the young man was unable to carry out his mission. On the evening in question, a member of the crew was on board duty outside my cabin at all times. If there had been a shot fired, the crewman would have heard it, so clearly I can't be involved. But you bribed him. That this communication suggests an assassination exchange? A political endeavor at the highest levels, not something I can discuss here.
Fucking bull.
To use such a worthy practice as foreign science to coerce someone to commit murder. It's the most appalling thing I've ever heard.
Appalling? Well, it's easy to judge. So he had a reason for taking a sword to that British inspector, you know. Which is why he accepted the mission in the first place. Isn't that right, Counsel?
Kazuma.
You're the mastermind behind this operation in Japan, then tell the court the identity of your counterpart in Britain. I'm not obliged to divulge that information. Because it's Strongheart, he's right over there. As I said yesterday, I've killed nobody. I believe you, Kazuma. I freely admit that I accepted the mission, but on the night the plan was to be executed, I backed out. In short, this assassin exchange that the defense has identified is unrelated to the events of this case. Yeah, but we've only got your word to go by it, mate. Not to mention the edge of your sword still wedged into the case. Your police inspector can't have perished aboard that steamship in Dunkirk. Because if he had been shot in the cabin, it's inconceivable that a member of the crew wouldn't have heard it. That's right. Gregson was killed after returning to London in the room on Fresno Street. And the perpetrator of the crime was the Reaper. Prosecution accusations remain unchanged.
Oh my god.
Ugh. Alright, present the evacuation drill itinerary in statement 4 or 5. Sure. What the fuck is that? Do I have that as a piece of evidence? Oh yeah. What does it say? All crew members are required to assemble on the main deck at 10 PM in order to review evacuation procedures. The drill will take 20 minutes. Oh. Yeah, I probably should have, like, remembered to look over all of this.
Objection!
As the court has heard, there was a crewman posted outside Judge Dakoku's office. However, contrary to the witness's claim, the guard wasn't there at all times. What? I have here a notice of a particular event that was scheduled on the 31st. Where did you get that? You were acquainted yesterday, if you remember. Sherlock Sholmes again. According to the itinerary, after leaving the port of Dunkirk at exactly 10 PM, and for a period of 20 minutes, all crewmen of the SS Grouse were to go on deck. All crewmen were away from their posts. Any gunshot emanating from your cabin would have been heard by no one. In summary, Judge Dakoku, you had ample opportunity to commit the crime.
Objection!
A 20-minute window of opportunity, that's an excellent find, Ryunosuke, but it amounts to nothing. Why? Because the witness clearly stated in his testimony that no incident occurred in that cabin, unless you have some decisive evidence that can show his testimony to be false. The bullet hole? There was a bullet hole in the thing. Did someone take a photo? I need someone to take a photo. Kind of looks like a doorknob, doesn't it? It's the part of the top of a pocket watch. Oh no! I feel like I've seen a monarch around here with a bare head. Oh shit. Yes. Yes. Let's fucking go. A perfect fit. I knew it. Beautiful. Amazing. 10 out of 10. We have fucking proof, mates. Alright, let me save. Was killed in Judge Shikoku's cabin that night, I'm certain of it.
Present the evidence!
Take that!
This was found in your cabin yesterday.
What is it? The crown of a pocket watch?
A pocket watch? And if you will observe, the victim's pocket watch, which we know he treasured, is missing precisely that part.
It can't be.
Moreover, this crown is a perfect fit for the spindle protruding from the victim's watch. Now, the fact that this was retrieved from Judge Jikoku's cabin tells us that the victim's watch almost certainly broke there. In other words, the victim was killed on the 31st during our 25-minute evacuation drill. When's Zadara coming home? In the cabin occupied by Judge Jikoku. Just keeping an eye on my phone. Well, you're razor sharp, aren't you, young murderer?
Objection.
Expertly maneuvered, Ryunosuke. And your argument sounds entirely plausible, at first. But rather like this pocket watch, it's full of cracks. What? And I believe Judge Jikoku feels the same way. I was wrong to acquit you earlier in the year. If I'd known that it would result in anyone having to listen to this drivel. What the fuck? I would have declared you guilty just to spare the world your ridiculous bombast.
I think it's clear that the witness will have to give further testimony.
You'll notice the pitfall into which you've stumbled.
The fact that this part of the victim's watch was discovered in your cabin means that you acknowledge he was there, I presume?
Yes, I do.
Very well then. You may proceed to give your formal testimony about what happened on the ship.
As a man of law, I've no intention of obstructing justice. You have multiple times. Fuck this guy. I had a guest waiting for me when I returned to my cabin after finishing my evening meal in the dining room. When I walked through the door, a mustached English fellow was there, foolishly waving a gun at me. I soon took care of him with an impensive throw, though. He couldn't wait to run away after that. I imagine his watch was broken when I threw him over my shoulder. It has nothing to do with this murder. The inspector was clearly killed having returned to Britain, because his body was found in London. A common jujitsu. I was careful not to use too much force, but the man obviously landed too heavily for his watch to take. So, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I imagine you can see the flaw in your logic. You can see the flaw in your logic now, can't you? The fact that the pocket watch was broken in the witness's cabin in no way proves the victim's murder took place there. Because he was merely the tactician, not the reaper's hand of death.
Well, the testimony appears to make perfect sense to me so far.
These guys can't suck each other's dick harder, okay? The cross-examination will take place. You're an embarrassment to your countrymen, not knowing when you're beaten.
In that case, proceed, Naruhodo. Naruhodo.
Let them try. Okay, you're right. I'm not even trying, as that said. I just want to know if I need to press something or not. Press statement 5. Okay. I just can't be bothered, like, reading out entire segments that I don't need to know, you know? Press. Sorry.
Hold it!
Just take a moment to think that idea of yours through. What? If the inspector was killed on the steamship in France, how on earth could he have gotten back to Britain? When people die, their bodies remain at the same spot. It's a devil of a thing. Carrying a corpse of a ship in your arms would really raise a few eyebrows at least, don't you think? That's true.
Well, All passenger luggage is inspected but is unloaded from arriving vessels.
If the murder had taken place across the ship, I would imagine the body would have been disposed of at sea. There'd be no sense in risking being caught by attempting to transport the body back to Britain. You know, that's a really good point.
But perhaps not.
Sasato?
We've heard that first-class passengers were under a constant scrutiny by the crewmen posted to guard them, which would mean that the culprit had no opportunity to dispose of the body in the sea.
That's true. So transporting the body to Britain may have been the only viable alternative. Dear me, you really are new to this, aren't you? Oh, shut the fuck up. Stop being condescending. He amended his statement. Hey, Dara. Hey, Dara. I love you. Adara needs escorting from her car. You'll have to forgive me. Oh man, now I have to keep going and do things. There's no way I could have transported the victims back to Britain. We know that's not true because we'll get back to Adara, don't worry. Because he has a thing which gives him immunity wherever it is. There's so many pieces of evidence in here. His bag was not inspected. And I'm still mad that Astani is happy about that. Say hi to Dar, but say Lily says hi with a more excited tone. Okay, I will. Yes, ma'am. Okay, I'll be back in a second, guys. I just need to, yeah, walk her up. Mission accomplished! Alright, I gotta piss. Hello, hello. Okay, let me just check to see if what I was going to present is correct. Commemorative photo. Okay, it is correct.
Objection.
Teehee. No possible way you could have moved the body. I'd say the opposite is true. I'm still upset that a standing is correct. The transporting of Inspector Gregson's is something only you could do. What are you talking about, Ryunosuke? As well as being a judge, Jikoku is also Japan's Minister of Foreign Affairs. Which means he's exempt from having his luggage searched when he enters the country. Bro's a fucking idiot. Hi, Lily! I did what you said. Mission accomplished. We learned that when we first met you upon your arrival in London. Pardon. But he just had Tobias in that trunk the whole time is mortifying. It's so... If this game wasn't like cartoonerized, this would be so gross. In a photograph we took in the foyer of the hotel to mark the occasion. The court will note you will have your large travel trunk. Large enough, in fact, to have a corpse inside. Surely you're not suggesting? I'm afraid I am, yes. 3 days ago, when we were chatting innocently with the new arrivals from Japan in the hotel, the body of Inspector Gregson was just meters away from us. You would be able to smell that! Like, oh, like... These guys are fucking great, like, it's just so fucking, no. Okay, I refuse, Kotowato. This is insane. Yeah, get offended, asshole. Honor of the court, I'm skeptical, counsel. That's a grown man's body could fit inside the largest trunk. It could, because I happen to know that the witness himself, a man of considerable size, fits inside his trunk. And verifiably, that would be extremely simple, wouldn't it, Judge Jikoku? Get in the trunk! But inside his trunk, how horrifying. And after we'd spoken with you at the Great Waterloo Hotel, you had the opportunity to visit the apparent scene on Fresno Street. Taking your trunk with you in a cab to deposit the inspector's body. I don't have to listen to this nonsense. Dr. Gorey, the coroner who examined the body, has confirmed the possibility. She acknowledged there are signs that steps may have been taken to disguise the true time of crime. The onset of the body's decomposition should have been delayed by storing it in a refrigerator. I'm sure they are, but one place they're certainly found is on a large ocean liners. Such ships are equipped with electrically refrigerated cold rooms to keep food fresh on their long sea voyages, and the SS Grass is no exception. Professor Makotoba told me about it only yesterday. However, much you prolong this debate, you can't eliminate the truth. All the evidence points to you being the killer. Well, this is all very heartening. I can see that it was a wise move letting Asogi and you embark on this study tour. What are you talking about? Logical reasoning, of course. All court proceedings will be built on logical reasoning in the new century. And I can see that you've both laid firm foundations for that already. There's really no need for me to respond, is there?
Why ever not?
Because before you even begin to answer the question of when the victim was killed, you must first establish one key fact. Where was the victim killed? It's quite logical. The actual scene of the crime. The prosecution's stance is unaltered. The killing took place on Fresno Street. No! Oh my god. I'm afraid it's the prosecution's claim that's the only fairy tale here. Oh! How can you say that? Quite simply. Because the claim directly contradicts a certain piece of evidence in our possession. I imagine it's not the stopwatch, because apparently... Wait. So what are we trying to ascertain exactly? Very tantalizing. Better explain yourself. The prosecution claims that Inspector Gregson died instantly when he was shot at the scene on Fresno Street. The blood on the case? I mean, this case does have blood on it, and it was fresh blood too. This game's so convoluted sometimes. I know. They like to go in circles in the worst way possible. Present the photograph of the victim. Why? The blood? Fuck is the wig? Oh, it was like a whole thing earlier where it was like, there's this thing called the Red-Headed League, and Gregson was supposedly investigating it?
Take that!
The posture of the body itself. What? I'm sorry, what? If Inspector Gregson had been shot there in the room, it's out of the question that his body would have been curled up in a ball like that. Okay, sure, that can be evidence. Convoluted bullshit. It was in rigor. So uncrazed. He could easily have adopted the fetal position due to the pain of the shot being subsequently proved fatal. Sorry to disappoint you, but it's your logic that is flawed. What? According to this autopsy report, the victim died instantly. He would have felt no pain, much less than have been able to draw himself into that position. Which begs the question of why the victim's body is curled up in that way. The answer should be abundantly clear by now. The inspector's body took on the posture ahead of its arrival in Fresno Street. Before it was coldly turned out on the floor from the inside of a large travel trunk. Sure. Judge Chikoku, present your trunk for examination. I believe it's very possible it can contain traces of the victim's blood. Present my trunk. I refuse. On what grounds? I thought you didn't want to obstruct justice, fucker. I'm the Minister of Foreign Affairs from the Empire of Japan. I shouldn't have to put up with this treatment just because of some stripling's baseless accusations.
In other words, Judge Chikoku, there is blood in your trunk.
I decline to answer that. As the Minister of Foreign Affairs, I have privileges that allow me to... At this moment, you're not a government minister. You're a witness at a trial in Britain's highest court. I don't care who you are or what your status outside this courtroom might be, you will not withhold information. Yeah, Ryunosuke! Get your balls on! Let's fucking go! Nothing is more important than the truth. Yeah! So proud. Go, Runo! Yeah! Also, it has been 1 hour from your... You can take your meds, if you haven't already.
Mr. Chikoku, what's it to be?
You can't be serious, you did it. Have you no shame at all, Kazuma Sugi? What? Very well, I admit it. I did bring the inspector's body into the country. Inside my trunk. What? You?
Dear God, outrageous!
So it was you admit to inspected murder? No, I admit to nothing more than what I've said. Of killing the man, I certainly have no recollection.
I don't know what this cryptic statement's supposed to mean.
I merely disposed of the victim's inspector's body, which was left in my cabin. But why on Fresno Street? Someone must have told you something. I have, thank yous. Good. In order to avoid unwanted attention, as the judicial assistant over there pointed out, I had no chance to throw it into the ocean. So I decided my own option was to throw it out. You can't still deny it. If you didn't do it, then who on earth killed the man? Strong heart. There was one other person in my cabin that night. He had the opportunity. What, Makotoba? He already accepted a mission to take the inspector's life. Kazuma? That's right. Who else have it been? It was you, Kazuma. You. Alright, Kazuma, on the stand. I never thought you'd stoop to this, Seishiro Jigoku. You've taken the words straight out of my mouth, prosecutor. You thought by leaving the body in my cabin you could pin the crime on me, did you?
Well, the prosecution counsel has already admitted to visiting the witness's cabin on the 9 question.
Yes, an assassination mission, no less. You wouldn't. So, what do you make of that, young stripling? You've heard my testimony. That's all I have to say. I'll add nothing more.
I don't believe this.
Also, the assertion that on the 9 question the victim's assailant was in fact Kazuma Sugi.
Let me save. This guy. I know. Comes down to Chikoku or Kazuma. The idea that the victim's murder could have been committed by prosecutor Arsogi is... is impossible, surely, but he still has. We still haven't talked about the blood on the trunk and the stabbing on the side of it. No, it can't be Asogi. No, 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 it's okay. I'd rather look at my own walkthrough. Answer with impossible. Okay. We just trust Kazuma that much, do we? Oh, I don't like that. Well, no, I'm happy. I'm happy that it's not him. I don't feel like I have enough evidence for Judge Jikoku, though. I barely know the guy. Let me remind you of something you said only a few minutes ago. You claim that logical reasoning is the future of the judicial process. Okay, can we stop with all this fucking floundering? That it would have been impossible for Prosecutor Sogi to commit the crime.
Court will only accept an argument that is supported by compelling evidence, so present what you have, counsel.
What proof is there that the alleged demonstration demonstrates the impossibility of Prosecutor Sogi's involvement? What proof is there that allegedly demonstrates the impossibility of Prosecutor Asogi's involvement? I want to try and guess this. I do want to try and guess this. But God forbid I'm fucking lost. As I said, like, that's why I was like, maybe it is Kazuma, but I don't want to ascertain that it's Kazuma. I still think it's Strongheart. Anyway, so we want proof. Is it just the sword? Could be just the sword. Because it's like, it doesn't have blood on it. I already inspected the sword. It didn't give me any new information, unfortunately. I'm so lost. Maybe it's the point that he wields a sword and doesn't use a gun. I think this is the only thing that makes sense. Can we save? I can't save.
Take that!
You're making the evidence weep here, Ryadosuke. Wow. Fucking rude. Okay. What proof is that the that allegedly demonstrates the impossibility of Prosecutor Asogi's involvement? I don't fucking know. I thought the sword made the most sense. That's the only thing that pertains to him. Unless it's the trunk. Fucking, I'm Googling it. present the evacuation drill itinerary. Why? This was such a random piece of evidence, and I'm upset about it, okay? It was found in Judge Jikoku's cabin? Why? Is there something on the back? What? Am I looking at the right piece? And maybe I'm looking at the wrong piece. Answer impossible and result in a... He couldn't have done it, and to prove it, present the evacuation till itinerary. Why? All crew members are required to assemble on the main deck.
Take that!
I don't understand. This itinerary for crew members of the SS Grouse, my lord, this is conclusive proof. Itinerary? How does that prove anything? I know! Judge Jikoku, the moment you acknowledge that you found the victim's body in your cabin, this itinerary suddenly became much more significant. What? Why? On the 9th question, as always, a crewman sentry was on guard outside your cabin door. As long as he was there, nobody could have fired a shot inside the cabin. Absolutely, because it's inconceivable that the guard wouldn't have heard it come to investigate. So that tells us the crime must have taken place when the guard was elsewhere. And that narrows it down to the 20 minutes just before 10 o'clock as indicated on the itinerary. Right, but how does that exonerate Asogi? But the crucial point is this: when the evacuation drill took place, the steamship had already put to sea from the port of Dunkirk. Okay. Oh, he's saying he already left the ship. Now, clearly the murder could only have been committed by someone who was aboard the vessel at the time. But Prosecutor Sergei stated at yesterday's proceeding. Fuck. Sure. Left Gregson and disembarked the ship. I spent the night at a boarding house in the town and returned to England the following morning. Estania! Fucking Estanium! You were fucking right and I hate it, okay? You were right, okay? Congratulations. So fucking mad. About storing someone in the fucking trunk. You were like, I reckon it's something to do with the trunk. I fucking... What do you mean there's just a dead body in there and no one could smell it rotting or something? Also, the fact that there's just like vague evidence as well, that's like, yeah, they just put his body in like a refrigerator on the, like, how did he manage to sneak from his cabin, the first class cabin, okay, in the first class cabin, how did he manage to shoot Gregson and then, or whatever the fuck happened, and then store the body and take the body all the way to a refrigerator on the fucking ship? It's fucking stupid, but sure, okay. It was a dead body. I was expecting a fucking murder weapon. It was a whole body. Gregson's dead body was inside that trunk when we took the photo. And it's so fucked up. It's so fucked up. I hate it. Oh, you've missed so much and I can't even explain it to you because it doesn't make any conceivable sense at this point. Okay. Anyway, we push on, good lads. I'll pick it up so you go. Yeah. If I was awake, I wouldn't 100% told you it was in the trunk. In the trunk head. I've seen so many crime shows, I'm like, makes sense. It's so bad. That Kazuma Sogi couldn't possibly have carried out the killing. If we can trust his testimony, oh, whatever. No one here can technically be trusted, okay? Absolutely not. I don't accept that at all. Boy just saying that to exonerate himself. We can't trust that he really disembarked the vessel. Obviously, after he left my cabin, he hid himself somewhere nearby on the ship. Just waiting for his chance to come back and finish them. No, that's out of the question. Isn't it, Kazuma? As the defense rightly recalls, I disembarked the ship and spent the night in a boarding house in Dunkirk. And as I said yesterday, I signed my name in the accommodations registration books. Why do an extremely easy to verify and undeniable proof? Can I just say, I really love the idea of him being like, I'm just gonna leave a little bit of evidence that I was here. Bro knows what he's doing. Did they fucking contort him to fit in the bag? The trunk wasn't even that big. Oh no, it was big enough. It was big enough. Jikoku was found inside of it. It's so fucking... I can't. To briefly say, in the middle of the court the day prior, they were like, we need to find Judge Jikoku. He hasn't been found in 24 hours. Otherwise, we're gonna presume him dead. Which should take longer than that to presume dead, but that's fine. Anyway, and then we called up Sholmes, and Sholmes was like, I'm on a ship with Makotaba, and we're going to try and find Judge Jikoku. And they basically break into his room and find him trapped inside of his own travel case. Hi, Carmen. Did Jikoku fit in? We don't question it. I got too distracted reading about DS3 ending prerequisites and I don't know what's happening, but I agree with Hannah. You're cute. You got this, girly. I still can't believe you got the dark ending. I'm still confused. Illy, Kamen, and sprinkle positivity. There's no escape this time. Forget that you're a judge or a government minister. It's time you gave the court an honest answer.
You fucking better.
You killed Tobias Gregson and transported his corpse back to Britain. Then you dumped the body in the room on Fresno Street and made it look as if the murder happened there. That's what really happened, isn't it, Seishiro Jigoku? It was that damned trial 10 years ago. That's when all of this began. Take Strongheart down with you! Looking back now, my fate was decided that day. I was doomed already. You didn't have to be. Don't break anything. Oh, he's gonna break it again! Oh! Someone arrest that man. I'm scared. Damn. It's over. My life is over. Damn. Get him on his knees. What? Who said that? That's crazy. A British assassin. Okay, so here's some. A British assassin to eliminate a professor in Japan. A Japanese assassin to eliminate a detective in Britain. Both assassins will use diplomatic immunity to evade conviction and return safely to their homelands. The assassin exchange request arrived from Britain about 1 year ago. Though it was hardly a request, it was a demand. Yeah. You could just say no. You were on the opposite side of the world. You could have been like, leave him on red, keep going. And for that, you decided to recruit Mr. Asogi. But things didn't go according to plan. Your chosen assassin never made it to Britain. And you found yourself unable to dispatch a replacement. Because I was already making my way to Britain at the time in Kazuma's place. And that left me with only one option for carrying out my obligation. To eliminate the mark myself, personally. Of course, there was but a single opportunity for me to do that. The International Symposium. I'm so disappointed in you. I decided it would be safest to carry out the plan before my arrival in Britain, so I enlisted the help of my British counterpart. And made arrangements for a pretext that would take the inspector to Dunkirk. To lure the man in, he was given a sham mission by the Reaper. Strongheart. There's only one person who could have done that. No, there's two! The Reaper himself.
That means the assassin exchange was all planned by the Reaper.
I'm not at liberty to say anything about my British counterpart. Anyway, the inspector accepted the Reaper's mission and dutifully infiltrated my cabin on the steamship. It was all a trap designed to lead him to France and his own death.
Oh, how awful.
It was past 9 o'clock when I returned to my cabin from the dining hall that evening. It didn't give him time to attack me. I choked him until he lost consciousness. But there was a guard just outside the door, so I left it at that for the time being. Even the slightest noise might have aroused suspicion, so I bided my time, waiting. I had intended to finish him by strangulation, but moments before I had the chance, he suddenly came around and went for me in a reckless move. I received the British issued gun 16 years earlier. Seriously? Being a member of the judiciary as a visiting student. You didn't need a gun. I never imagined I'd have to use it for something like that.
So this revolver belongs to you, does it?
Then the victim was killed inside your cabin on the SS Grouse, which begs the question of why you arranged for his body to be discovered on the room on Fresno Street. The young judicial assistant over there has already answered that question. There was no way I could take the body up on deck to throw it over the side. Yeah, but why Fresno Street? There was plenty of choices of streets to go to. So before the first class cabin sentries returned, I took the corpse to the refrigeration room. That's easy to do with a corpse. 20 minutes. Do you have any idea how hard it is to carry a guy? I'm reading about the usurpation ending, and oh boy, I'm gonna have the guide open all the time on New Game Plus. Woo! Guy's intense. And then on arriving in Dover, you concealed the body in your trunk in order to smuggle it past the border police. I knew I needed to take steps if the police were to be convinced when the body was found in London. In that case, you must have known. You must have had intimate details of Inspector Gregson's intended schedule. Yes, my British counterpart sent me everything I needed to know. The inspector was due at Fresno Street at 5 o'clock that afternoon in order to meet a man by the name of Huge Bone. I decided that man would be the perfect reason to set up as the culprit, so I had a hackney carriage over there with the body still in my trunk. Must have been just after we took this photograph with you at the hotel then. Aww. Poor Gregson. I could see if the candle trick from there then, so I donned a simple disguise and approached the girl to fire enough firecrackers to replicate a gunshot. For some reason, the inspector had a bright red hairpiece of his own traveling case, so I put that on, although I suspect I drew more attention to myself than I would have otherwise.
The inspector had it ready for the Red-Headed League investigation.
Early arrived at the room at around 4:45, so I quickly placed the body on the floor, moved to the notice board, and set up my little candle trick. I arranged it so the firecrackers would go off with a bang around 15 minutes later.
So that Mr. Bone, who was due to arrive at 5, would walk straight into a trap.
Except, at the last moment, I made a careless blunder. What was that?
I imagine it was the bag of fish and chips.
Oh. I didn't notice that it had fallen out of his overcoat pocket when I moved the body to the refrigeration room. I put it back into his pocket that following morning, but... well, it seemed the warmth of the heated cabin had accelerated the decay of the fish. You could have just put it away, mate. Easy when you put him in a wheelable trunk. Sure. Does it have wheels on it, though? I don't know if it has wheels on it. That's everything. All the sort of details of what I did. Cool. Moving on. Guys, I just want to say we are like barely like 60% way through this. We've still got 2 more parts. 3 more parts. We've still got 3 more parts.
I've heard enough. Arrived at the truth about the murder of one of the country's most capable and respectable police inspectors. Witnesses will be tried in the coming days. For a crime of such a vile nature, you can expect the most severe penalty.
An exchange of assassins, what a foolhardy idea.
Mr. Jakoku, one last detail. Who was your counterpart in Britain? Who was the mastermind behind the assassin exchange? Don't say Barack, I swear to God, I'll castrate you. Enough. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be asleep before you finish. I'm sorry, I'm trying. I've already told you that I cannot say. Even though as things stand, you may very well never set foot in your homeland again. What are you waiting for? Can't we get this over with now? It's finished, all of it. I'm finished. Wow, he has magic. Oh, God. Does he not know? Guilty.
I remind all those present of the strict confidentiality remains of this close court.
There's still a lot going on. Hey, Barrack's alive. For now.
Moments ago, Jihoku signed a written confession admitting to the murder of Inspector Gregson. In short, the defendant's innocence has therefore been established beyond doubt.
Has it, though? That's probably what it's about to go into.
Is something wrong?
I'm a little troubled by his silence.
True identity of the Reaper of the Bailey and this extraordinary assassin, we do remain in the dark about these mysteries. However, I'm gonna get away with murder! No one will ever expect my plans. Insofar as the indictment brought against the defendant, we have reached a conclusion.
I have every intention of pursuing both mysteries. As a prosecutor. Slayman.
As you wish. Hereby declare Barrack.
Yeah. I fucking know it, man. I found out what I want to know. As soon as meds hit, I'm going with them. Yeah, sleep.
Counsel?
The accuser's innocence hasn't been fully established at all. And therefore, it would be wrong to deliver a verdict at this time. This is the prosecution's unwavering position. What?
But Judge Jihoku has already confessed.
Nevertheless, Barrack Van Zeeks has committed crimes for which he must be punished. The murder of Inspector Gregson was actually carried out by Seishiro Joku, but it's clear from the witness's testimony that he was coerced into complying with the plot. Yeah, man. Into the sick, merciless assassin exchange. That may be true, but... So what I want to know is, who coerced Jihoku? Who was pulling the strings? Yes, Kazuma! The victim went to France only have been ordered on the mission for the Reaper, only to be murdered. In other words, the mastermind behind the assassin exchange is someone in a position to give such an order. As we've already established, the Reaper himself.
Well, certainly, that would appear to follow.
Prosecution accuses the man in the dark, Barrack Van Zeeks, of being the Reaper of the Bailey, and furthermore, I'm going to prove his guilt beyond all reasonable doubt. Alright, buddy, let's talk about this. What the fuck do you mean, you sack of shit? Calm down. This is all so we can pull out the truth, okay?
Reaper is a long-standing mystery, Counsel. Are you suggesting you have some new information with which to build a case?
Scotland Yard has already investigated Lord Van Zeeks very thoroughly. They found no evidence.
Perhaps, but circumstances have now changed. What? It's already been established that the assassin exchange was negotiated with Jihoku by the Reaper himself, which means we now have a new line of questioning by which to identify definitively the man's identity. That is the prosecution's intention here. What? I must say I'm surprised by quite how tenaciously you appear to want to besmirch my name. He's so hot. You're guilty of an unforgivable crime, Lord Van Zeeks. You took away my daddy. I will bring you to justice for it, whatever it takes. Stop at nothing to get Barrack arrested.
Very well, whilst it's extremely irregular, I will, on this occasion, grant the prosecution further opportunity for witness testimony. The defendant will disclose any and all involvement he had with the Reaper and the Assassin exchange. I hereby declare this court to be in session for a supplementary hearing.
Alright, here we go again. Round 2. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Oh god, I love his legs. There's just something about him, guys, okay? I'm trying. Pray turn a blind eye to the discourtesy as I verify that this vile and unremitting accusation hasn't soured the contents of my hallowed chalice. Lord Van Zieks? I first had to suffer the pseudonym of the Reaper 10 years ago now, and ever since that time I've endured the weight of the implied guilt that's along with it. So I welcome the chance to testify now and crush those allegations once and for all. Good. Then let justice decide, Lord Van Zieks.
Alright.
He's right, he's not himself, but I knew he would be like this. As a lawyer and as his friend, I'm gonna help him out. Let's get Barrack arrested. Alright, testimony time. Magic chalice. I'm so sleepy. I don't think we're gonna manage. How many pieces are in the next trial? Oh god. That's gonna be a fucking stream and a half by itself. Okay, well that's not fucking happening. That's not happening. Okay, I've never taken the life of another, nor have I instructed another to kill. I've been investigating the truth behind the Reaper for years, and I was aware of Gregson's involvement. That's the reason I went to Fresno Street that day and how I came to discover the body. Seriously believe he's your friend? He's been racist to your ass for ages. No, we're talking about Kazuma. But Van Zieks is also my friend because we got his whole backstory, and it's like, damn, you know, if I had someone from another country kill my brother in ye olden days, that was basically the reasoning behind it. The point is no common thread exists between myself and Gregson and Dr. Wilson. Clearly, therefore, there's no reason to suspect me of being behind the assassin exchange. Oh no.
Both the other Reaper of the Bailey and you are the mastermind of the assassin exchange.
I acknowledge that the public at large believes me to be the Reaper. However, that's a fallacy which I alone am in a position to forswear. Ryunosuke, let me ask you, why are you here? What really brings you to this courtroom? I woke up. I desire to uncover the truth. Even if the truth proves your client to be guilty. From all my experience in this courtroom, I've come to realize something. The truth can't be hidden. Sooner or later, it will come out. And then Trump still doesn't get fucking arrested. What? Who was that? Did someone say something? That's crazy. It's almost like someone spoke something about reality. God forbid. No speaking of reality here. We only know about Ace Attorney. So it's always my intention to work with my client in pursuit of the truth. I want you to remember what you just said. I will. Enough dilatory chatter. Dilatory. Crazy wording. I think I need to use a thesaurus more. I had to think about that. Can I go to bed? Well, at least I can finish this chapter bare metal. Do. Save. I've already looked at the walkthrough and what I need to press, and I'm a little disappointed because I have to like bite back on our dear Barrick, and that's not okay. The point is, there's no common thread that exists between myself, Gregson, and Dr. Wilson, which unfortunately is not true, because I believe it says the autopsy report. Was it not this one? The old one. Old autopsy report had John Wilson. It has his brother. Is that right? Oh yeah, and it says credit to Inspector Gregson on it. Crazy.
Objection.
What is this? An autopsy report? Wait! This is the 10-year-old from the autopsy of Lord Clink Van Ziegans.
Clint. What? My brother's autopsy report. I'm pleased to see the defense doesn't intend to run from the undeniable truth.
Oh my god.
Good night, Aylin. Sleep well. Sorry I coughed. Hi, can do whatever you want. I'm in a country that sucks in the past. That's stuck in the past. That's okay, Lily. You're getting there. Van Zieks has more morals. That's true. More traumatized than racist. That's what they try to pass it off as. I love you, Lily. The autopsy report of the professor's final victim is an indelible link between Inspector Gregson, Dr. Wilson, and the defendant. Not that accursed name again, the professor. I've personally researched all the court records relating to that case. I know that at the time, autopsy was considered sacrilege to the victims' souls, and for a member of the aristocracy like Lord Clint Van Zieks, it was unthinkable. But someone implored the powers that to be allowed the autopsy to go ahead, Inspector Gregson. He declared that he was certain he would obtain conclusive proof from the procedure.
And it was Dr. Wilson that had conducted the autopsy. His signature is clearly visible at the bottom.
As promised by Gregson, the autopsy did indeed produce evidence. Evidence that conclusively proves Genshin Impact was guilty of the murders. In my brother's dying moments, he mustered all of his remaining strength to leave that vital clue. Sorry, I zoned out. What did you say? Okay, so he's agreeing with the autopsy reports.
Indeed, that was the key to indicting the professor for his crimes. It enabled Lord Van Zieks to avenge his brother's senseless death with a marvelous victory in court.
A marvelous victory, was it? I wonder if that's really true. What? Could the same be said if it turned out that the key piece of evidence in question was in fact fabricated? If the inspector, the coroner, and the prosecutor all colluded together to cast an innocent Japanese man as a mass murderer and send him to his death. Yeah, say it outright, Kazuma. That's outrageous. And now, 10 years later, for some reason, the secret has been threatened and needs protecting, which is why the inspector and the coroner had to be silenced, isn't it? Yes! By someone in power in Japan and in Britain, using the two killers recruited for the assassination exchange. Yes! It's coming together. I'm so right.
Order at once!
10 years ago, my father was convicted in this very courtroom as a mass murderer, to be sentenced to death. But it was all a sham, and I swore to myself I'd prove it, which is why I had to come to Britain. Whatever the cost. You'll have to forgive me if I feel compelled to toast this vengeful Nipponese tenacity on purpose here. However, he who fails to quash his emotions in the courtroom have failed as a lawyer. Okay, everyone's failing here. Come on, Kazuma, you know this won't wash. You're claiming your father was misrepresented in a trial that took place a whole decade ago. You must see that without evidence, that's nothing more than a wild accusation. As it happens, I have evidence. Let's fucking go. What? As the court has heard, I crossed the channel to France with Gregson on the 31st. I went with him on the pretext of being the assassin recruited to kill Seishiro Jokoku. But my true intentions were to make the inspector tell me the truth. What truth? The truth about the evidence, and he acknowledged what I'd already deduced. There's a closely guarded secret about what went on in the autopsy 10 years ago. What? A secret? I know nothing of any secret. Yeah, my innocent boy. While we waited for my supposed mark in Jokoku's cabin, I drew my clan's illustrious sword Karama before the inspector's eyes. He very quickly understood what my true motive was. Right, I see. You're the soggy young lad, are you? And what, you're gonna cut me down with that thing? Is that it? That will very much depend on the answers you give to my questions. I want to know what really happened 10 years ago. The truth, that's all. Before we get into it, let me make one thing clear. I'll still believe your father was the professor. There's no doubt in my mind. But unfortunately, back then, we didn't have the evidence we needed to make the crime stick. So you admit it then. The evidence used in my father's trial was fabricated. It was for the good of the country. Anyway, I was just following orders. Orders? What exactly do you mean? Speak. I'm not saying another word. Even if your life depends on it. That's right. Even then. Shing. Okay, finally answers. Okay. This was kind of what I was thinking, but I was like, it still doesn't make sense that they were even in his cabin to begin with, but sure. That's when the tip of the sword broke.
Oh, Cosmo.
If the results of Clint Van Zeek's autopsy were fabricated, then the investigating officer, Gregson, and the lead coroner, Wilson, must have known about it. And they can only have been ordered to pervert the course of justice in that way by one man. The man leading the case for the prosecution. Nope.
In other words, the defendant did have cause to organize this exchange of assassins.
Shut the fuck up, Mail. We know it's you fucking bitch. It has been the Reaper himself who lies and with Jokoku in Japan to arrange the exchange. So it follows that the Reaper's true identity can only be the man who stands accused in the courtroom today, Baruch von Zeeks. Van Zeeks. Von.
Objection!
Yeah, pretty man. Kazuma Asugi. What? What you've just told the court. Are you absolutely certain of your facts? Did Gregson really fabricate evidence for that trial 10 years ago? I heard it with my own ears. His shameful admission. Oh, in that case, I know. The name of the Reaper.
Yeah, let's go.
What? What? Lord Van Zeeks? I give no such orders, I know that for certain. Which narrows down the remaining possibilities to 1.
Yes.
I love this, we're all working together. If Lord Van Zeeks isn't the one behind all this, then yes, there's only one person. I believe who I know who it is too.
Let's fucking go, motherfucker.
Take that!
Finally, I'm so excited. It's been waiting the whole game for this. 2 whole games. 2 whole games to get to this moment. Let's go! Okay. The only person who could have arranged the assassin exchange and manipulated the autopsy results is the Lord Chief Justice himself. Lord Mail Strongheart. Fuck you. What? Lord Strongheart.
Yeah.
Yes, it's true that 10 years ago the defendant handled the prosecution of the professor in court, but he only took over the case after his brother, Lord Clint Van Zeeks, had been killed.
I I can only assume that is the most inappropriate joke in British judicial history.
Well, Lord Van Zeeks.
10 years ago, I was very new to my profession, but I had a burning desire to avenge my brother's death, so I pleaded for control of the case. The investigation to that point, the supplication of the lords to allow my brother's corpse to be examined, all the evidence I was given, the autopsy reports, it all came from you. I've spent my life since then, believing I was in your debt for the way you stood aside and let me handle the trial, but I see now.
I just realized who rebuilt this, the witness stand. They broke it in Jikoku's. Anyway.
I was very much mistaken.
It was a hugely influential force that caused the inspector and the coroner to break the law 10 years ago, and that same force was still felt a decade later on the other side of the world by Seishiro Jikoku. Lord Strongheart, everything falls into place when we recognize that you are the Reaper of the Bailey. I hope people are watching in the crowd. Yes.
The court awaits your response, my lord.
Yes.
This may very well go down in British judicial history, but I assure you, it is no joke.
Yes.
Consider this a formal accusal by the defense.
Yes.
It doesn't warrant a response. A formal accusal, don't be absurd. The defense's claims are utter nonsense, a wild fantasy at best.
You're not going to defend yourself?
You claim there was some wrongdoing with Lord Clint Van Zeek's autopsy? That's utterly untrue.
Objection.
Prove it. But I heard it from Gregson's own lips. He admitted it.
And where is your evidence?
What? Gregson's,
Gregson's dead now, unless you were thinking of summoning a ghost to the stand.
Yo, what do you think, guys? It's ghosts? Okay. You mean to say?
I forget how the system works in your little backwater country.
Wow, rude. Japan is really cool. They have the best anime.
I have no intention of entertaining some wild fantasy that can't possibly be substantiated by anyone or anything.
Come on, Sholmes.
Order in the court. Follow Inspector Gregson in the line of objective since as well. There's really no one left who could testify about the events of 10 years ago, is there?
Fucking try me. Sholmes. Show Sholmes.
Come on, Sholmes. So that's the real purpose of the assassination exchange.
This court has no business raking over the coals of a case that was concluded a decade ago. The accusal brought by the prosecution and the defense is categorically denied. I take it there are no objections.
Yep, multiple. Kazuma. He's more or less waited his whole life for this moment. Is there really nothing else we can do? Let me say, I'm scared it's gonna be like, present evidence. This is going, like, crazy. Apparently there was someone who could testify about Clint Van Zeek's autopsy. The kid! Dr. Gory! Even so far as dispatching an assassin all the way to Japan. But there's only one ray of hope. Right? Dr. Gory? The kid? Actually, there is one person. One person who can still testify about that autopsy.
There's no one left.
Who, Ryonosuke? Who? Tell me. Kazuma, Please, this trial can't end. Not yet. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it for the truth. Person the defense would like to call. It's gotta be the kid, right? Where is she?
Take that!
Denied.
What? I wanna know why.
I want to know why you're proposing to call such a witness that looks of utter desperation on your face.
Was I wrong? What? Oh, but the kid, they said the kid. Oh, come on. There was the whole thing about the kid. There was a whole thing about the kid. The kid. Oh. There was a whole thing about the kid used to, like, had her mum, like, read her past autopsy points. Whatever. It gotta be the kid. Alright, let me think about this again. It can't be Zeke's himself. Iris? Oh, Iris did read it. And Iris knows the case that happened because she read it in Makotoba's files? Is it Iris? Wait, let me save. It could be Iris. Technically, she wasn't alive when it happened though, so maybe not. I still would like to see Shums come to the stand though. That would make me chuckle. The person the defense would like to call to the stand to testify about the autopsy of Lord Clint Van Zieks. Oh, Eugen. Because Eugen was a part of that autopsy, right? Because he was the assistant.
Take that!
Heavens help us, another Japanese!
Hey. An expert in forensic science, my lord. Professor Eugen Makotoba, 16 years ago. Let's fucking yeah. He came to London with Seishiro Jikoku and Genshin Impact as a visiting student.
What could his testimony possibly tell us?
Professor Makotoba was the primary assistant during the autopsy in question. He was also the person who actually penned the report.
And yet he didn't forgot to kill him. Hello, emojis. Oh, Madam Faye. We need to have Faye come back. This is actually insane.
Incorrect. The autopsy was carried out by the coroner, Dr. Wilson. The report carries his signature.
It was the primary assistant's duty to keep a written record of the coroner's work during the procedure. In actual fact, the coroner merely read over the report at the end and signed it.
In other words, Professor Makotoba witnessed the entire autopsy from start to finish. The defense, it demands that Professor Makotoba be summoned as a witness as a matter of urgency. Why would you remember something like this? I can barely remember what I ate, like, you know what I mean? Like, 10 years ago? Like, what?
The defense's demand is denied.
What?
But Professor Makotoba is in London this very moment. We could summon him in the stand in minutes.
Strong has no intention of summoning anyone who knows. He's too concerned about protecting himself. Conflict of interest.
Prosecutor Sogi, let me refresh your memory, as you seem to have forgotten the prosecution's stance. Only minutes ago, you accused the defendant of being the Reaper and of masterminding the assassination.
I did, yes.
So present your evidence for those claims and make your case complete.
At this time, I don't have the requisite evidence, but that's exactly why we need witness testimony.
The professor case is closed. There are no clues in the distant past that will bolster your argument today. I'm afraid to say, Prosecutor Asogi, that you would appear to be possessed by the spirit of your late
homicidal father. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Now, as I stated earlier, this court has already reached a conclusion with respect to the matter in hand. Inspector Gregson was murdered by Japanese Supreme Court Judge Seishiro Jikoku. They will be investigated in due course by the proper authorities.
But we all know what will happen. That'll just give the mastermind of the whole venture time to cover his tracks again.
By which you mean me?
Yep.
Your punishment for this contemptible behavior will be decided at a later date. As for you, Prosecutor Asogi, you'll be remanded following these proceedings willingly, I trust, since you gave your word.
Ooh.
This futile game of revenge is over. Young Master Asogi.
Aw, poor buddy. It's okay. Ugh.
I hereby declare this this trial to be over. Court is...
Come on, Sholmes? Yes! Yes, fucking go. Yes, my man. Back in the business. Okay, I'm so fucking yes. Okay.
This is no place for amateur detection, Mr. Sholmes. May I remind you that these proceedings are closed to the general public?
Oh my god, I'm so excited. Let's go with the goat. I know. Oh, come on. Mr. Sholmes was instrumental in the apprehension of Seishiro Jikoku before he fled from Japan. Europe. The court should hear what he has to say. Lord Mail of Strongheart, it's imperative that you refrain from bringing this trial to an end at this stage.
Is it really? And why would that be?
You need only recall your own words from the opening of the trial to answer that question, if I may. We will stop at nothing to uncover the whole truth behind these disturbing findings. Surely it can't be that the shock of being accused of being the Reaper yourself has erased that from your memory, can it? He's so funny. I love him.
The whole truth, sir, has already been uncovered.
It would seem that we have a great many important members of the judiciary present today. Yes, fucking. Raise them up, brother. I put it to you, my dear fellows. Should the trial end at this juncture? After all, why have you been invited to attend? To nod along to the prevarications of your superiors. Yes, my man.
Honor in the court.
It seems to me that we stand before a door that leads to a new era of legal practices, a door that is ajar. Let us emerge from the shadows of the Reaper's decade-long ascendancy. For you, and you alone, my dear fellows, have the power to push this door open now. Hashtag jury.
The auditors in the gallery have no right to express an opinion on court proceedings. Silence!
Yes, they do, actually. He's right. The judge has absolute authority here. Yeah, if he calls the trial to an end, it must end. But will that really do? I sense dark things are occurring behind the scenes. Dark things indeed. They're so funny. Is there a single person here that could present something? What? The trial should go on. Summon the witness. That's right. We need to clear this up before the young Japanese fellow is reprimanded in custody. Remanded? Oh, we love you, Cosmo. My lord, you assured those present that you would uncover the whole truth here. Vindicate yourself for the outlandish accusation. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. That's the very foundation of British law. A toast to my dependable colleagues in the gallery. On with the trial, on with the trial. Testify, testify, testify. Well, my lord, you heard the voice of the British justice, I take it. I think you'll find it to be rather awkward to silence. Testify, testify. Let's fucking go.
The court will recess briefly. I have no intention of shirking from these allegations. Bailiff, arrange the subpoena of the witness at once.
A recess won't be necessary, my lord. God, I love him. Kisses? Makoto is a close friend of mine. He accompanied me today and is waiting in the antechamber as we speak. God bless you. I do believe he's been enjoying a little trip down memory lane, in fact. What? Professor Makoto is here in the courthouse. You watched the day previous. Mr. Sholmes, you didn't know this would happen, did you? My dear fellow, no one is in a better position to answer that question than you, surely. Wasn't just asking for the fun of it, you know. Well,
I must thank you for your assistance in this matter, Mr. Sholmes.
He's next on the list.
However, you are of no further use here. Kindly leave the courtroom at once.
But of course, in truth, I find myself rather busy now as a result of these developments. Mr. Narahot. Yeah? I trust you have Iris's little lucky charm with you. Yeah. Absolutely. It's still in my pocket. So she sends her regards and a reminder. If you find yourself at a dead end, the ears are at your disposal. Okay. He knows fucking everything. He does, which is insane. It's really funny because there's obviously whenever he does his fancy like dancing to like spectacular deductions, he's so bullshit at him, you know, and he's terrible. And then, but then there's been like so many moments in this where it's like, oh my god, he's goated. I love it. My dumb blonde is a dumb smart blonde. Oh my god. He's a dumb genius blonde. So it's Lord Strongheart. He's the Reaper of the Bailey. Where exactly is this trial going to take me, I wonder? Just how deep am I to be plunged into the blackness of the abyss? Well, I'm ready. I'm ready to head into the heart of this maelstrom and confront whatever horrors it tries to drown me under. Yes, let's fucking go. Oh, God. I wish we had time to finish this. I know this isn't going to take me another round. This is gonna take me... What are we gonna do halfway through stream tomorrow? Makotobar is so lucky that Strongheart made the same mistake as Iris about the autopsy report's handwriting and that she stole it 2 years ago, so he couldn't check it again when planning the assassin exchange. That's so true. Well, that's the thing though, it doesn't have any physical evidence that Makotobar wrote it to begin with, I don't think, so... But it's a very good point. Oh, good, they brought her in. Yes. My girl. I was hoping they would bring her in. So, witness. State your name and occupation. Eugene Makotobar, lecturer in forensics medicine at the Imperial Yuma University in Tokyo, Japan. Oh, I forgot her voice. Just a little crazy. The young lady beside you. Ah, it's Maria Gori, Scotland Yard's practicing coroner, the daughter of Dr. Scythe, I understand. I'm afraid I can't tell you why she's here. She just appeared. You summon this strange Japanese man as a witness to that autopsy, but you don't summon Mama. That makes no sense. She was there too. Yeah. That's absolutely the size of it. I've had her eyes boring in the side of my cheek constantly while I'm in the antechamber too. Oh man, the idea of it is making me shudder. Revelations about Dr. Scythe that came to light some days ago defied the reputation of the entire judiciary. Before his dance with Makotobar, he said, "No games now." With Ryunosuke, he was playing games. Maybe. Maybe. She was therefore deemed unfit to appear as a witness. She did crimes. Well, we wouldn't want any more perjury to be committed, would we? Ministry of Justice? Some questionable strings are being pulled, I think.
I remember you, Dr. Makotobar. But I certainly never expected to be meeting you under these circumstances.
It's been a while, Lord Strongheart. The prosecution understands that you were a visiting student of forensic science in London until 10 years ago. That's right, studied under Dr. Wilson at St. Sinners. And so you were present for the autopsy of my brother, Lord Clint Van Zinks. I was, yeah. I assisted Dr. Wilson with the entire procedure. Oh, shit.
Mama is far more skilled than any Japanese man.
Well, Dr. Wilson asked me to be his primary assistant on that occasion. And the autopsy report was actually penned by you, I believe. Yep. I noted all of the doctor's findings, and when we were done, he read through the document and signed it.
Poor Mama. As secondary assistant, she wouldn't have had such a good view of all the innards.
Creepy. So, Professor, do you remember Inspector Gregson? Yeah, of course. If it wasn't for his insistence, Lord Van Zyx's autopsy would never have happened. But he was absolutely convinced it would reveal decisive evidence against Genshin, you see. So Lord Strongheart had to entreat the nobility to allow it to take place. Do correct me if I'm wrong, my lord.
It was as a result of that autopsy that a mass murderer was apprehended and justice was done.
But Gregson admitted it before he was killed. He admitted that the results of the autopsy were fabricated. You were there at the time, so you must testify. You have an obligation to tell the truth about what really went on. Absolutely. That's precisely why I'm here.
And that's why I'm here too.
I hate that I was totally right about being able to bring Gory forward, but apparently Makotoba was the righter decision. I was not wrong. There was just a more correct option. Also, I really love Mario's character. I don't know why. Kindred spirit. Not with dead bodies. Just in coolness. I don't know. For example, the dance in Dreba's workshop, he knew there was enough time on the bomb to mess around, and doing that instead of fleeing kept Dreba from getting away. Oh. Oh. But they still only had like 7 seconds left, didn't they, on the clock? You know, I do like that though. That's crazy when you think of it like that. That's crazy. I love that.
But before you begin, a word of warning.
Oh.
You will state truthfully and accurately what you saw and what you heard at the time.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of doing otherwise, my lord.
The moment your testimony verges on supposition, I will expel you from my courtroom. Remember that.
Can't we just shoot them? I know that's not how it works. From my own observations, I couldn't say there was any indication of the autopsy results being fabricated. Death resulted from a wound made by a Western-style sword transfixing the heart. That I found a little strange.
There were no other signs of internal injury. Nothing questionable at all. It was just that beautiful but dangerous piece of evidence removed from the man's stomach.
And presumed to have been swallowed by the victim as a way to posthumously identifying his assailant. He swallowed something? Sorry, wait, go back. What piece of what? No indication. Nothing to suggest fabrication. Makotoba, are you certain about that? Well, nothing that I could positively identify as such, much less swear to and testify in testimony.
Well, that clears things up nicely. The only fabrication here, Sogi, has come from you.
What?
You claim the inspector confessed just before his death, but that is a fabrication.
No, he freely acknowledged it. I swear he did.
Really, with the tip of a sword at his throat, the man was clearly at his wits' end. The court will give no credence to this confession. That was uttered in obvious desperation. Quite simply, there was nothing questionable about the investigations of Lord Clint Van Zeke's death. And with this testimony, we have, without question, uncovered the whole truth.
Fuck. Shut the fuck up, man. Shut the fuck up, man. Yeah, so we found out earlier. Oh, fuck. Every time I have to, like, think about it, it hurts my head. Okay, hold up. So, Kazuma agreed to an assassination of Jikoku, allegedly, and went with Gregson, who was also part of the Reaper organization, both commanded by Strongheart, to go on a boat to go kill Jikoku, but instead Kazuma, threatened and waved his sword around a bit to get Gregson to tell him the truth about what happened 10 years ago about his father. And then, but Kazuma didn't kill him, and this all happened inside of... This all happened inside of Jikoku's cabin, because why the fuck not, I guess. While they were waiting for him to come back from eating. Kazuma left. And Gregson died from Jikoku. Gory was only 9 during Clint's autopsy. Good point, but she had the stories. If I may, my lord. There was most certainly something questionable about it, and the whole truth does seem rather elude us, I feel.
I beg your pardon?
Well, you're obviously aware of the facts in the case, but 4 of the professor's previous victims were all dog attacks. Died from when an enormous beast was set upon them that ripped out their throats.
Oh, such horrifying crimes.
But curiously, the killer's last victim, Lord Van Zeeks, suffered a different fate. You're right.
He was stabbed through the heart with a sword.
That's enough. I believe I warned you about this.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. It's time for the cross-examination. Reynosuke.
I'm afraid that even the presiding judge has no authority to contravene the letter of the law.
He's murdered people. I'm just saying, that's not gonna stop him from, like, stopping you. This bro could easily just be like, bye, bitch, and just leave. What's the time? Oh my god. I need to finish up soon. Okay, so we should be at the start. Yeah, we're at the start of the next chapter. I need to try and not read into anything. Okay. Here. Press statement 4. I'm so tempted to just leave it here and just leave the rest of this for tomorrow. Because, like, what happens if we end early? Like, what do we do? Play Terraria? Like, what do you do when the game ends? You know what I mean? Is there an end to anything?
Hold it!
We will faff around enough to not end early. That is very true. Terraria is pretty good. I don't have, I would have said, like, let's play some, like, Pokemon or something, but I don't have the Switch holding container thingy set up in my room at the moment, so I'd have to move all of that. And I'm lazy. We could watch a video on a recap of Mass Effect 1 and 2. And then I can remember what the fuck happened. Also, frothing about One Piece will expand to fill all available time. So excited. Dude, One Piece is insane at the moment. Actually, the video recap sounds good. It actually is such a good idea, and I need to remember that. Because like, it's so weird that I see, like, glimpses in my head of things, you know what I mean? Like, I see, like, the map, and then I see, like, you know, like, the choice I had to make between the girl or the guy character, and then I see, like, glimpses of Garrus at the beginning of the second game, and finding him again after, like, everything that happened at the end of the first one. But that's the weird thing. I don't remember how the first one ended, but I definitely remember how the second one ended. The way the second one ended was so exciting. But I was like, guys, I can't keep playing this. I need to change games. I needed to change routes. Oh my god. And then I remember befriending the robot guy, because that was like one of the last guys you got to befriend in the second one. Hi, Da.
Hi, I need first aid.
What have you done?
I, either sprained or subluxed my finger, opening my medicine jar. It's the one that's slightly purpling. Don't.
What do you want me to do then?
Wrap it.
Oh, you want me to wrap it? Okay. Just usually you're like, pull my finger, and it just clicks and it goes, okay.
Not this time.
Not this time.
I've tried that already. It was excruciating.
Okay, fair enough. At this rate, I don't think I should allow you to go to work tomorrow.
I booked an appointment at the new medical center because they opened like 2 days ago.
Oh yeah, the one that's right around the corner.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Don't worry, Da, I'm so good at this.
Wait, give me a second.
No.
Oh, okay. No.
Trust the process.
You know what you're doing. I need to book you in for that.
For that first aid.
Yeah.
I don't need to know first aid. I already know first aid.
Yeah.
I know first aid because I look at you and I think, what would Da do? And I know what Da would do.
Yeah, you get to practice on all my injuries.
No,
With
no,
the
it's
exception
more than
of
that.
a heart attack.
Okay, is
That's plenty.
Okay.
Yeah. That's good now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure where to go from here either.
Don't you have one of those, like, wedgie things in
I
the
don't know where.
in the first aid kit?
I don't know. Oh, I think I lost it. Yeah.
We lost it.
Okay. Give me a second.
No, just cut it.
No. I got this.
I should be able to tuck it in.
Yeah. Give it to me.
Hi, chat.
It's a normal day with Adara. Don't worry about it.
Here, I'll leave it for you. What are you doing?
Just the person.
Okay. I'm listening to Jungkook's album at the moment. You know, because I've put it off for 3 years already. And it is amazing. It's actually taking me back to pre-COVID era music.
Oh man,
And
what a
I
good
was
time.
like, dude, why haven't I listened to this sooner?
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That was actually something that was interesting. I think what's his name has mentioned that earlier. Luca was talking about how much he likes BTS and was talking about something about how no, I think we were talking about a different song, but it was like a specific song reminded him of like COVID and the like.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm enjoying it.
The final piece.
Aww. I also found out that both of you and I meet a qualifier of one of BTS's like or a girlfriend. Jimin made it explicit that he wanted a girlfriend that was 165 centimeters. And I was like, yes!
That's such a weird specification.
I meet one of the 3 criteria.
What's the other two?
Don't be bossy, because he doesn't have time for that. So I guess I kind of fit it.
I definitely feel it.
And I kind of, the third one was a bit implicit, I quite understand it.
Okay, Adara.
But you know, he already has a girlfriend, so whatever. Oh. I was just like, I didn't actually think I'd meet any criteria.
You're crazy, Adara, and I love you. Have a good night.
I love you too.
Are you actually going to bed yet, or not yet?
Almost.
Okay.
I will be in bed.
Yes. Well, I'll come in after I stream. Finish upstream. Alright, love you. Alright. Let's keep going. What exactly was it though? What does beautiful but dangerous mean?
Well, it was sparkly and round with a hole, as if it might slip over a finger, perhaps.
A ring? It was a ring belonging to Genshin and Asogi. My father's ring was inside the victim's stomach. At the time, Genshin wore a large ring on the digitus quartus of of his left hand, the fourth of a ring finger. I understood it was some sort of keepsake. Oop, that was an accident. When my father left Japan for London 16 years ago, I was 8 years old, but I remember that ring. You do? My father's possessions were sent to our family's home in Japan after his death, but the ring wasn't among them.
Obviously not. It was a key piece of evidence. It remains under lock and key in the stores at Scotland Yard.
After the autopsy, Genshin was summoned by the police to check for the presence of his ring. It wasn't on his hand, of course, moreover. Fuck. There were deep abrasions on his finger where it had been pulled off. They arrested the man there and then, right before my eyes. How could they?
I brought the ring along with me today.
God bless you. What?
Here it is, a bit dusty from years in the stores.
Good gracious, yeah, that's it. I haven't seen that in 10 long years. And this was found inside the victim's stomach. Yeah, I'm afraid so. Hesitated there, Professor Makoto. I should be reading something into that. Oh, well, it's just that thinking back now. I didn't actually witness the moment it was extracted from the victim's body.
Oh my, really?
At that precise moment, Dr. Wilson had asked me to fetch him a new scalpel, do you see?
Dr. Graham, the removal of this historical evidence from stores requires my consent, does it not?
Yes, Gory, you're the best girlie. However it came to be here, the court cannot deny this is crucial evidence for today's proceedings.
Very well.
Okay. It's not the sort of ring normally seen in Japan. They almost look like claws protecting that jewel.
We must examine it very carefully.
We're gonna find out.
Okay. I have so many pieces of evidence, it's insane. No inscriptions, no inscriptions, no inscriptions. Okay. So what? We're ascertaining that the ring is too pointy to swallow? Okay, so now this contradicts this.
Objection.
Okay. The court has said that the ring was extracted from the victim's stomach, but you didn't actually see it being removed, did you, Professor Makotoba? That's right, as I said in my testimony, at that moment I was fetching a replacement scalpel. In other words, you can neither confirm nor deny whether this ring, in fact, really came from the victim's stomach or not.
What are you suggesting?
That the ring was never in the victim's stomach to begin with. It's entirely feasible that Dr. Wilson fabricated that detail about the autopsy. What are you saying? That Dr. Wilson was in possession of the ring in advance, after it was somehow stolen from Mr. Asogi. And he produced it during the procedure, pretending to have found it there and then in the victim's stomach.
Objection.
A supposition at best. What possible evidence do you have to support such a rash claim? This evidence, right here. The autopsy report.
It's explicit in the report. Other than the ring, nothing unusual was noted internally.
You've already done it for me, my lord. The lack of internal injury says it all. What? To swallow a ring of this size would require considerable effort and determination. In addition to its size, there are sharp claws around the gemstone to contend with it. My brother was a determined man and on the brink of death, even more so, I'm sure. He would have stopped at nothing to ensure that evil killer was brought to justice. But if he really had swallowed that enormous ring, it's inconceivable that no traces of its passage down its throat would have remained as internal trauma. No. And there you arrived at the sticking point. That's precisely why I had my doubts about the findings myself 10 years ago. Then why didn't you say anything at the time? I did. I still remember the conversation I had with Dr. Wilson in the laboratory that day. Look at this. Now this is a very curious thing to find in a man's stomach, wouldn't you say? But isn't that rather peculiar, Dr. Wilson? What that now, Makotoba? Well, if he swallowed a ring of that size with those sharp middle claws that it has, surely you'd expect to see damage of the throat and esophagus, torn mucous membranes at the very least. Dr. Makotoba, may I remind you that I have vastly more experience than you? Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I can think of plenty of ways to explain why no injuries would be seen. No, let's say this. The victim would appear to have ingested the item as evidence to identify his assailant. Go ahead, write it down. Well, I was right. Dr. Wilson deliberately fabricated results of the autopsy to implicate my father.
I'm disappointed, counsel. The argument is nothing more than speculation.
What?
Dr. Wilson was Britain's leading authority on forensic science and autopsy work. There's no scientific basis on which to doubt the man's expert opinion.
Pardon the interruption, my lord, but damage to the mucous membranes of the throat is easily identifiable even in living subjects. Using a device called an endoscope, recently demonstrated in practical use in France? I want one. The government can pay.
I don't think so. And Dr. Gory, rest assured that your removal of evidence from the stores without permission will go unpunished. Will not go unpunished.
We open up the dead to find the truth.
I beg your pardon?
But Mama, she chose to stitch her corpses up with all her secrets inside. That's wrong. Dr. Gory? She's chosen to walk a different path to her mama. Yes, the ring. What about it? I've just remembered something. An earlier incident. What incident? The one I recounted to you before, about a memory I have of Genshin Impact saving my life. What? My father saved your life? Right. I love young Barrack Von Zeeks. God bless that man. The next thing I knew, there was silence all around. Genshin lay on the cobbled street. Blood was seeping from his left hand. He shielded me. It was on the ring finger of his left hand he used to wear that ring. Are you saying? I've always believed those thugs were after me, but now I'm starting to question if perhaps I wasn't the intended target after all. Wait, but... Pardon. Genshin was arrested 2 days after that attack. And in that short interval, the decisive evidence needed to indict him was miraculously found. You mean the ring was stolen from him? You think that's what those thugs were after that night? Objection. It's a lot of conjecture. Kazuma must be feeling real bad right now. You expect me to believe that you weren't involved? What did you mean by that? It was you, wasn't it? You're the one who took it. You stole my father's ring. You set the whole thing up so you could paint him as a mass murderer and have him arrested. Kazuma. Open your eyes. Ryunosuke. You must know deep down. The truth can be completely obscured even when your judgment is only slightly clouded. But at the moment, you seem to be floundering through a dense fog. Is that why you were so insistent I should be present in this trial? To see you like this?
Shut the fuck up. What a grandiose expression on your face, as if you were Lady Justice herself. It seems you've thoroughly convinced yourself of this alleged fabrication of the autopsy results. So much you're apparently blinded to the blatant contradiction that would be born of it.
Huh?
It's extremely hard to believe, let us imagine that there was some misconduct during the autopsy. If that were the case, why would Asogi not have disputed the findings in his trial? In the close court hearing 10 years ago, the defendant never once denied the claims against him. Isn't that right, Lord Van Zeeks?
Yes, that is indeed correct. Can't kick a chicken when it's down. Is that the right term? Is now. Upon hearing the verdict of guilty, he merely closed his eyes, quietly accepting the judgment. The actions of a man who'd accepted responsibility for his deeds and is resigned to his fate. But then...
Oh my, this is very strange. Mr. Asogi did nothing to oppose the charges against him, then. That would surely mean there was no fabricated evidence.
I mean, that's...
Your twisted loyalty and clouded judgment are hampering your ability for logical thought. Genshin Impact's silence at his hearing can only mean one thing. There was no fabrication of evidence during the autopsy of his final victim 10 years ago.
But why 3 other dogs? But if that autopsy was all above board, there'll be nothing to stop Lord Strongheart bringing this trial to immediate conclusion. Eric? Oh. Thank you, Ryunosuke. If it wasn't for your frank words just now,
This trial may very well have ended prematurely. Kazuma. My lord, your reasoning is perfectly sound. But for one giant hole.
I beg your pardon?
You claim my father's silence was due to the fact that there was no fabricated evidence, but there's another possible explanation. You've overlooked the possibility that he had a reason for maintaining that silence.
Objection!
Yes, he had his tongue cut out. Silence that would lead to him being convicted and sent to his death. If the autopsy report results were an invention, there's no conceivable reason why the man wouldn't have protested.
Objection!
He was a man of honor, thank you. Oh, those results were an invention, alright, that's no question of it. Or are you forgetting that 2 people with a connection to that autopsy have been assassinated? If I force the grievances I feel from my mind, I start to see you in a very different light. I think perhaps it's you who's been living in delusion these 10 years. Whoa, whoa, whoa. He's working on it, okay? Me.
Kazuma-sama has created one last chance for us here, Naruhodo. If we could somehow show there was a reason for his father's silence in his trial.
Fuck. Could be a part of some negotiation. Okay, this is after this is when I'm gonna go to bed. I'm too enthralled. Maybe.
Enough rhetoric. You come and show evidence.
What proof do you have that possibly explains Asogi's silence in court? Surely I just present these.
Take that!
It's his last will and testament. Letter of introduction, dismissal notice, framed photograph, the hairpiece, the revolver, the figurine, the candelabrum, the photo. Autopsy report. Notice board. Gregson's pocket watch. Spectre identification. How can it not be the Asogi papers? The sword. What proof do you have that could possibly explain Asogi's silence in court? He swallowed the ring. That'd be so stupid. I'm once again, I'm more than a little bit lost. Where am I up to? Why Genshin was silent? Present the dismissal notice. Dismissal notice. I thought that only pertained to the warden. He's relieved of his post. All rights to redundancy pay and other...
Aiding and abetting the escape from this prison of convict just prior to his execution. Details of this escape are still being investigated in full cooperation. Indications are that the jailbreak plot was conceived prior to the convict's incarceration. So he knew he was gonna get out, hopefully. It's believed that the convict engaged in some form of negotiation with prison staff in order to secure a... Okay, so he stayed quiet because he was like, I'll get out one way or another. It's true that Genshin Impact's silence during his trial resulted in his conviction. But that didn't actually lead to his execution. On the contrary, it led to his escape. An escape that was only possible because he'd been sentenced to death. Although I find it hard to believe my father would have negotiated in that way, the defense is correct. A fake execution, falsification of a death certificate, and a jailbreak inside a coffin. Clearly such an elaborate plan couldn't have been carried out by my father alone. He must have had the help of a collaborator from the judiciary. I have here the dismissal notice of the chief warder who was working in the prison at the time. The note reads, there are indications that the jailbreak was in planning prior to the inmate's incarceration. In other words, there were suggestions of some sort of negotiation between Mr. Asogi and the British government. In exchange for his silence in court, he was given an assurance that he would be broken out of prison. Yes, with that sort of clandestine reasoning in place, I can imagine he would have kept very quiet. I would go further than that, in fact. I would say that the elaborate jailbreak of Mr. Sogi can be explained in no other way. Okay. I'm stopping. Sorry, what did you say?
First fabricated evidence and now a jailbreak conspiracy?
Of course, because it's all intimately linked. The prosecution wishes to summon new witnesses to the stand.
Witnesses?
People who could testify about the jailbreak that took place 10 years ago. Oh. Governor Kaiden, the poor chief warder of the prison. Okay, we'll stop it here. Okay. Oh no. Pardon, I'm so sorry. Okay, bedtime. Tomorrow, guys, tomorrow. Leave it for tomorrow. Oh god. Alright. My hiccups. Alright, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you'll have an excellent day today and tomorrow, okay? Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful sleep. Do all the good things. Feed yourselves, hydrate. And, yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow for finally the conclusion of this game. We're so close. We're so close, okay? Anyway, bye-bye.